The shot, and beautiful. Weisen.
It's time for high school sports, right here on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Doghouse Motorsports, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, JDSA Law, Laura Mounter Real Estate, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, Save Mart, Sangster Motors, Wenatchee Power Sports, Earthwise Pet, and Chelan Douglas Casa. And now let's get ready for high school sports. It starts now on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Jose Camarillo makes it 2.
As the late great Ernie Banks once said, it's a beautiful day for baseball. Let's play 2. Wenatchee takes on Eastmont in a game that was originally scheduled, a pair of games that was originally scheduled to be played at Dan White Field, but because of the chance of rain today, it's been moved over to Recreation Park. I'm Joel Norman, bringing you today's broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel. These two teams met earlier this week, this past Tuesday, in a game in which Eastmont jumped out, scoring 6 runs in the top of the first inning, and would go on to win 16-10. Of course, Wenatchee would make it a ball game, putting both the tying and go-ahead runners in scoring position in the 5th inning to put it within a 1-run game. However, Eastmont would score 9 runs in the top of the 6th inning and cruise to the 16-10 victory. Should be an exciting couple of games going today. Austin Popoff gets the start for Eastmont in Game 1. He struck out 12 batters in Game 1 against Brewster last weekend, so it should be a pretty impressive pitching performance from him. For Wenatchee, they're looking to get the bats going after a late start. They did score in each of the final 5 innings this past Tuesday, but they got a little slow start, nothing going in the first 2, hoping to get that lead early on and try to take that into a victory. When we come back, we will chat with both head coaches, Darren Hoff of Eastmont, as well as Jeff Zender of Wenatchee. Stay tuned with us here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tamer.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
We're back here on the NCWLIFE Channel ahead of the doubleheader between Wenatchee and Eastmont. I'm joined now by Wenatchee head coach Jeff Zender. Coach, you guys started out a little bit slow this past Tuesday, but you came on really strong later on, and you scored in each of the final 5 innings. What's the key to success today? Is it jumping out a little bit early offensively?
Putting the ball over the plate, minimizing the walks. We're given quite a few free passes, and it's kind of something that we're going to work on today.
What are you looking for from today's starter in Logan McDowell? You know, there's a lot of new faces these last couple of years, guys who weren't playing up at this high level a few years ago. What are you looking for from him today on the mound?
Chase is he had a good outing on Tuesday, through 3 innings, and I told him after the game, I was like, I'm really excited for you to get out and get on the mound again and build some confidence and, just jump out and throw strikes and defense play behind him and compete at a baseball game.
Speaking of the younger players, Joe Skyleman's been off to a really nice start. The home run against Chelan in Game 1, really nice day the other day as well against Eastmont. What's really impressed you about him so far to start this season?
He's a tenacious guy, I mean, and he's just one of those country boys that has experienced, he's not afraid to take on a challenge, and the older guys don't intimidate him, and he goes out there and just plays his game. He knows his limitations, and his big thing is, staying humble and not let the game haunt you. You get off to a good start like that. Sometimes you get in a little bit of a rut, and the game will come back and get you a little bit. So just staying humble for Joe. He's a good kid.
Give me a pick to click today for today's game, for game one at least.
Say again?
A pick to click for game number one.
A pick to click for who's going to win this game?
Well, a player on your side. I'm putting you on the spot here.
I am going to say, I can always say Tyler Skyleman because he's been very consistent. But I'm gonna say Preston Brownlee.
Okay.
Yeah, Preston Brownlee. He's one of those kids that has a real sense for the game, and he's been hitting the ball hard, and it hasn't found its spot yet. But I'm going to say Preston's going to come out and play today.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck today.
Absolutely, thank you.
That was Jeff Zender joining us here ahead of the doubleheader between Wenatchee and Eastmont here from Recreation Park. First pitch is coming up after these messages. You're watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
By working together as a community, we can all play a part in promoting children's well-being and strengthening families. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Shalane Douglas CASA is dedicated to supporting families and reducing the risk of child abuse and neglect. Join us in our community-wide Pinwheel project and help keep kids safe. If you suspect a child is being abused or neglected, please call 1-866-363-4276.
Take on the new year in a new Ford from Pat Armstrong Ford. From premium grade muscle to unparalleled performance, take on any payload. The all-new 2021 Ford F-150 at Pat Armstrong Ford. Take on any adventure. Take on every thrill. The all-new 2021 Bronco Sport and 2021 Mustang Mach-E. Built to take on every resolution at Pat Armstrong Ford. We are community strong in East Wenatchee.
We're back here on the NCWLIFE Channel, moments away from first pitch between Eastmont and Wenatchee. We're joined now by Eastmont's head coach, Darren Hoff. Coach, great offensive performance the other day and the win on Tuesday. What's the key to sustaining that offense here today?
Yeah, it's going to depend a lot on how the kids approach their at-bats, staying within themselves, looking for the right pitch, and swinging only at that.
Austin Popoff on the mound. Great stuff last week against Brewster, the 12 punch-outs. What did you really like from him, especially in that game?
Settling down and understanding what it's going to take to get outs so they can conserve some pitches. And he had great height and location, and we were able to help him out defensively. So if he does that again today and we play catch, this should be okay.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck here today.
Very good.
That was Darren Hoff joining us, Eastmont's head coach. First pitch is right around the corner here as we get set for Wenatchee versus Eastmont, the first of two in a doubleheader. Stay tuned here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
Well, we're at the same spot as a few days ago, back at Recreation Park, bringing you Wenatchee versus Eastmont baseball here on the NCWLIFE Channel. But things are a little bit different. Of course, this is a doubleheader today to start things off. Both games were originally scheduled to be over at Dan White Field in East Wenatchee. However, they were rescheduled and pushed over here for convenience over at Recreation Park. Joel Norman alongside Eric Granstrom bringing you the action here today on the NCWLIFE Channel. And let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, sponsored by Stevens Home Group, your local expert real estate advisors. Find them on Facebook at Stevens Home Group. We'll start with the visiting Wenatchee Panthers here, though at their own home ballpark will be the visitors today. Leading off and playing at shortstop, number 1, Tyler Skyleman. Batting second and playing in center field, number 4, Dylan Kane. Batting third and catching, number 2, Luke Byer. First baseman batting cleanup is Jack Covenant, number 13. Batting fifth and playing in right field is number 8, Preston Brownlee. Batting sixth and playing at third base, number 10, Isaac England. Batting seventh and playing at second base is number 3, Joe Skyleman. Batting eighth and DHing, number 7, Tyler Reams. And pitching and batting ninth, number 15, Chase McDowell. Going over to the Eastmont side of things, they'll lead off with their pitcher, number 2, Austin Popoff. The left fielder, Cooper Richards, number 4, bats second. Batting third and playing in center field is number 9, Hunter Rule. Batting cleanup and playing at first base, number 20, Lucas Banning. Joe Murphy, number 11, is in right field, batting fifth. The third baseman, Michael Singleton, wears number 17. He'll bat sixth. Logan Schneider is the catcher, batting seventh, wearing number 3. Batting eighth, playing at shortstop, number 15, Luke Gale. And batting ninth and playing at second base, number 6, Elijah Smiley. So Wenatchee does have their 9 hitters. They do have a 10th player, of course, in action. Evan Burdan is in left field. Head coach Jeff Zender mentioned before today's game that he was added to the roster here today, but he is not batting, as they do have a DH as well. Eric, as we look ahead at this matchup, the other day was a deceptively close game, despite the ups and downs that you would have seen on the Richter scale had it been an earthquake. But, I think this is a matchup here in a lot of ways. You think at first it's going to favor Eastmont in game 1 with Austin Popoff on the mound, but I think if Wenatchee can start strong, they've got a fair chance today.
Yeah, and that's what we saw the other day with the 6-run first inning for Eastmont. That really, set the tone for the day. Wildcats get 2 giant innings. Wenatchee kind of scratches runs, over the stretch of 4 innings. And like you say, for the Panthers, important that they get off to a better start today in this game. Also, thankfully for these youngsters these days, they have a short memory. Tuesday, for most of them, doesn't exist anymore. So it's on to this day. It's on to this game. And for the visitors, which is strange to say, Wenatchee here, the visiting squad, it's just about putting a couple of hits together, getting, positive results, and then making that difference when you have the opportunity.
We'll take a quick break here. First pitch is right around the corner. Coming up after these messages, you're watching Eastmont versus Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE Channel.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
If you're like me, you're already dreaming about the summer, enjoying it with friends and family in the backyard. Don't get discouraged with the chilly breeze of spring just yet. There is still work to be done, and the warmer temperatures are just around the corner. If you've been thinking about when to get your backyard ready for summer, come on down to Blue Lagoon, now scheduling pool openings. Ask us why we think you should open your pool sooner rather than later. Call today. Scheduling is filling up fast.
Moments away from first pitch here as we bring you Eastmont versus Wenatchee, the first of two games. Eastmont is the home team, though it is at Recreation Park. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, there's a chance of rain the early part of the afternoon. So as a result, they moved it over to Rec Park, with Eastmont being the home squad for both games. Of course, with the all-turf infield, it certainly makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and Dan Whitefield, it has a tendency to kind of pool on the infield there, especially with the dirt portions of that infield, and rather be safe than anything else. The precautionary move was to switch the locations, although looking at the cloud front right now anyway, Joel, and kind of taking a peek at the surrounding hills, I think we're going to, of course, as soon as I say it, it'll start raining, but I think we're going to be able to get through this both games without any delays.
Yeah, I saw this morning from about 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. about a 50% chance of rain in the valley, so hopefully we miss that and we have a nice couple clean games here. Austin Popoff getting his final warm-up tosses on the mound right now. Certainly a strong right-handed arm for Eastmont. Last weekend, it was Eastmont at home hosting Brewster in a doubleheader. Of course, they took both games of that doubleheader, 6-3 and 6-1, and Popoff got the start in game one, tossed 6 scoreless innings, and he struck out 12 last Saturday. And Eric, they're really hoping to ride him to a win today, you've got to think.
Absolutely, and we talked about this last Tuesday, and if you didn't join us for that broadcast, certainly understandable, but Popoff, choosing not to play football for Eastmont this year, to concentrate on baseball, so he is here with this opportunity to lead his team, and of course the Wildcats hoping for him to perform better today, and he's off to a good start with the first strike.
Yeah, underway here at 11:06 a.m. Pacific time. It's a strike from Austin Popoff, facing the leadoff batter Tyler Skyleman, the shortstop for Wenatchee. Second pitch to him is hit in the air to right field, and that will get down for a base hit. So just like that, Wenatchee has put the leadoff man aboard. On an 0-1 pitch, Tyler Skyleman singles to right field, and boy, he had a nice day the other day. 2 for 3, reaching base 4 times, in each way, a different way. A single, a double, hit by pitch, base on balls. A little bit of everything for Skyleman, who, when I asked Jeff Zender for a pick to click before the game, he said, well, I already know Tyler's going to have a good game, so I don't want to pick him.
Skylerman's got a lot of baseball in his under his cleats, so to speak. He was with the Wenatchee Blues and played in a national tournament. Has a lot of balls and strikes that have come his way, and getting Wenatchee off to a good start with a single to right field.
Dylan Kane showed bunt a moment ago, could not put in on the field, so he fouls it away. It's 0-1 to him. Skyleman takes his lead off of first base. The bulk of Wenatchee's offense the other day came from its 1-2-3 hitters, who are the same batters here today. There's a strike to put him in the hole, 0-2. You look at these first 3 hitters in the order for Wenatchee, Skyleman, Kane, and Beyer. They collected 6 of the team's 9 hits the other day. Scored 6 of their 10 runs as well. This pitch is a little high, 1-2 now. So if you're Coach Zender, you're really looking for this offense to get started, and that's why I was trying to emphasize so much. They've got to score in the first inning because it's the first time up for these guys.
Yeah, set the tone early.
1-2 offering coming from Austin Popoff. The righty deals a little bit high. Nice job by Kane to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, he brings that ball with a lot of velocity.
Yes, he does. And you can hear it from out here. We're broadcasting from deep center field, beyond the ivy at Rec Park, and you can hear the glove pop from here. 2-2 is a little high. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Good patience by Kane to work the count full. Skyleman over at first base with a leadoff single on the second pitch of the ball game. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the center fielder Dylan Kane for Wenatchee. Here's the payoff pitch from Popoff. Popped in the air, right side. Banning will give it a look, but it looks like it's going to go over the Eastmont dugout, first base side. Wenatchee over on the third base side. Today's umpires, John Steiner is on the base paths. Don Burt is behind home plate. See Eastmont in the red jerseys and Wenatchee in their away purples. Another payoff pitch coming. And it is in there, inside edge for a called strike 3. Kane was ready to flip the bat, thought he had ball 4, but he heads back to the dugout. First strikeout of the day for Popoff.
That's a tough, thing. You got a 2-strike count. You got to go and protect that plate. Anything close, and that was close enough, according to the home plate umpire.
Well, that certainly was. That's a tough pitch to take, but you could go either way. It was on the inside edge. That brings up the left-handed hitting Luke Byer, the catcher, to the plate. First pitch swinging, hits it over to the second baseman Smiley. Flips to Gale for one, over to Banning, and it is in time.
Nope,
not quite. It was close.
Yep.
Not in time for the double play. So on the fielder's choice, that goes 4-6 on the putout. That'll send another man back to the dugout for Wenatchee. 2 outs, runner still at first.
Courtesy runner coming in at first base, and that is number 5.
Gonna double check on that number for Wenatchee. Pretty common having the catchers and the pitchers head back home. Get a courtesy runner if they reach base. Popoff's first pitch to Jack Covenden misses for ball 1. Looks like that's Ben Kennedy on the base paths for Wenatchee. Covenden played at first base and pitched this past Tuesday. Bats from the right side. Second pitch hits it over towards short. Past the glove of Gale. Looked like he had a good chance on that. Little slow to it. Luke Gale can't handle it, so it's a base hit for Covenden to extend the inning. And the courtesy runner Kennedy for Byer moves to second base.
It's the odd thing about this field here at Recreation Park with the artificial surface on the infield. The ball scoots fast, but as soon as it gets to that grass in the outfield, it just dies.
Yes, it does. And I think that's what Gale was having a little trouble with at shortstop there. Thought that would come a little bit slower like it would on grass like you're talking about. First pitch swing, foul ball. Preston Brownlee at the plate, the right fielder, bats 5th. Runners at first and second for Wenatchee here in the top of the first inning. Again, they're the road team here in this doubleheader. It was originally scheduled to be over at Dan White Field. Kennedy, the courtesy runner for Byer, is at second. Byer reached on a fielder's choice. Covenden singled a moment ago. 2 outs in the frame. Long look from Popoff at second. Now he comes home. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball. Didn't hear the pop of the glove there, but
no,
beauty of a pitch.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous pitch. Took a lot off of it, and doesn't change his arm angle. It doesn't change really the appearance of his arm as far as his delivery to the plate, but obviously able to take that off-speed pitch.
0-2, another breaking ball. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Toss over to first to complete the strikeout. So Wenatchee puts a couple runners aboard, but strands them. And now we head to the bottom of the first inning. Eastmont coming up to hit for the first time today in a scoreless ball game. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. You're watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
During the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $200 when you bundle select tires, wheels, and brakes. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Hi, I'm Shauna Larson. I'm the designated broker here at Laura Mounter Real Estate. We are a locally owned firm, and we've worked hard to earn our reputation of always doing business the right way. Laura Mounter Real Estate is continually investing in the best technologies and highest quality marketing. For these reasons, our community has voted us the world's best real estate office for the past 5 years. If you have real estate needs, let a Laura Mounter Real Estate agent show you the difference.
We go to the bottom of the first from Recreation Park. It's Wenatchee heading into the field now. Eastmont coming up to the plate. As we get started here on the bottom of the first, we look at the order for the Eastmont Wildcats real quickly. Leading off their pitcher, Austin Popoff. Cooper Richards is in left field, batting second. Hunter Rule bats third, is in center field. Lucas Banning is the cleanup hitter, playing first base. Joe Murphy is in right field, batting fifth. Third baseman Michael Singleton bats sixth. Logan Schneider catches, bats seventh. Luke Gale is the shortstop. He bats eighth. And batting ninth and playing at second base is Elijah Smiley. So Eastmont this past Tuesday scores 6 runs in the top of the first inning as the visiting team at Recreation Park. Now as the home team, certainly hoping their familiarity from the other day will pay off here, Eric.
A couple of triples in that first inning as well on Tuesday. So hoping for similar results. And the first pitch goes behind Popoff, not the start you want for the Wenatchee starter.
If you believe in signs, that might be one right there. Chase McDowell, the right-hander, starting for Wenatchee in this one. Panthers in their purple alternates. I like these jerseys. First time I've ever seen these. Pitches hit over toward third. We don't usually see the road jerseys for these teams unless they're playing each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
And Eastmont's wearing the same jerseys they wore this past Tuesday, Eric. But
well, it worked on Tuesday, so why change?
Exactly. Why not? Wenatchee was in their home whites that day, but now they wear the purple alternates. 1-1 pitch is low. It's 2-1. Austin Popoff struck out a couple batters in the top of the first inning. Dylan Kane looking. Preston Brownlee swinging. And 12 punch-outs a week ago. Doing pretty well at the plate as well. Over his last 3 games, he's combined to draw 5 walks. Swings and hits one hard to third. It takes a funky hop and goes over England, completely over him, and into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Austin Popoff to get this dangerous Eastmont offense started. 16 runs this past Tuesday. They had scored a combined 19 runs through their first 3 games of the season before absolutely just going off. And Eric, what was the real key for them in that game? It seemed like it was just one hit after another.
Well, and just good at bats. I mean, they're obviously seeing the ball well and placing it exactly where they want. Close play on a pickoff move over at first for Popoff. But also from Popoff's perspective, I mean, how much do you love that as the pitcher to help your own cause and get yourself on base?
Absolutely. Really hard hit ball. Hit over toward the third base side. This pitch goes outside to Cooper Richards. Richards was 2 for 4 on Tuesday. Drove in 3 runs, scored a run. Reached base 5 of his 6 plate appearances. 2 hits were both singles. One of them a 2 RBI single in the 6th. This pitch from McDowell misses outside. And Wenatchee's got to hope on the flip side. They've got to hope for some depth out of their starting pitching. Isaac England couldn't get out of the first inning the other day. I'm sure you would love if at least McDowell can go 2 or 3 by comparison, just so you can have a little room for that bullpen in game 2. Next pitch is swung on and missed. That goes without saying, though, in a doubleheader. You hope your game 1 starter goes pretty deep, because otherwise you're in trouble.
Then you start to, you get your magic 8 ball out after that and go, who should I have pitch next?
And that's the funny thing. Head coach Jeff Zender was joking before the game. We talked to him about, I think it was about 2 hours before first pitch. I'm a little under that, about an hour 40. And I went over and I said, well, you got the line? Because I just decided who's pitching today. So, working on the fly a little bit. Popoff runs on the pitch and swipes second easily. He got a great jump, and the pitch missed outside. And he's in there with a stolen base. So Popoff singling and swiping second to start off this bottom of the first. Now Richards bats with him in scoring position.
And I think that was all on Popoff and his choice there.
It sure seemed like it, because it wasn't a hit and run.
Nope.
The pitch was way outside, and Richards took it all the way. Swings and barely taps it foul. Right behind home plate. That was a great jump, though, for Popoff. A running back when he did play football, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So he's certainly got speed.
Part of that wing T, very successful all-league performer in football, and, of course, all-league in baseball as well.
Stands off of second, takes a healthy lead, pitches inside for ball 4 to Richards. And a good start for the Eastmont offense. Runners at first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Wenatchee in the top of the first inning sent 5 men to the plate, stranded 2 of them, 2 hits collected. Eastmont has a base hit and a walk to start off this bottom half. And that brings up Hunter Rule as the center fielder digs in with 2 on and no outs. Takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1.
That's something we saw as well for Eastmont at the plate here the other day, was just patience by just about everybody batter in the lineup, just waiting until they got their pitch.
In that game, Wenatchee issued 8 walks, and Zender was saying that's something they have got to limit today. McDowell misses again outside. It's 2-0. Rule was 4 for 6 in the ball game on Tuesday. 2 runs driven in, 2 runs scored. He tripled in the first inning a few days ago as well. 2-0, also outside for ball 3.
Well, you see this at the high school level more than you see it, anywhere else, where you got a right-handed pitcher on the mound, just uncomfortable with a left-handed batter in the box.
Yeah, and you can tell that's the case. We just gave the statistics on Rule. He's been raking lately too, so you can understand why McDowell's being careful. And he misses upstairs, a 4-pitch walk, and that will load up the bases with no outs here in the bottom of the first. And Eric, just from the small look at the stands I'm getting here, I'm sure this crowd will be pretty happy, despite not being at their home ballpark, if they can get on the board first here.
A lot of red and white in the crowd here at Recreation Park today, and it was what we saw on Tuesday was Eastmont just kept the base paths continually busy. And here, bases loaded already, nobody out. Tough situation for the Wenatchee defense.
They'll move back, double play depth. Runners at the first baseman and third baseman, beg your pardon, will be even with the bag, even in on the artificial grass. Almost like they're expecting something soft hit as Banning takes strike 1. Lucas Banning pitched on Tuesday, tossed 3 innings, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 3 hits, no walks issued, and did strike out 2 batters. And he takes on the inside edge for another strike, 0-2.
Well, that's a way to come back after 4 straight balls to walk the bases loaded, now get 2 strikes on the next batter.
Especially these young pitchers, just getting that strike 1 and then going from there. Down trying to get a strikeout, misses low. Dropped his arm angle down a little bit that time, Eric. We were talking about that with Popoff. His arm angle is pretty consistent.
Yep.
And that's something that a lot of coaches, whether at the major league, the college, the minor league, or the high school level, that's something they're trying to preach. Just keep your arm angle the same so that you don't give away what pitch you're throwing.
Right. That's something easy for the batter to pick up. If you change that elbow angle, then you know it's going to be off speed from what he's throwing otherwise.
Good take by Banning. Held up his swing on the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's the thing with McDowell. We're seeing he's going almost to the side when he's throwing breaking balls. And you've got to think that's something Eastmont has already picked up on by now. It's another one low, and the count is full. None of those last 3 balls were pretty close either. First 2 strikes of this at-bat were, the first one was a little borderline. The second one was in there clearly. But the count pushed full. This is a big pitch in this ball game. Bases loaded, no outs in the bottom of the first. Down low for ball 4, and that will bring in a run. 3 straight walks after a leadoff single have given Eastmont a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning, and that does go down as an RBI for Banning.
And a visit to the mound for Wenatchee. Try to settle down the youngster on the mound right now. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you by Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty at Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln. Customer satisfaction is #1. Stop on by today. Also by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa. Great service with a personal touch. That's their commitment to you. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa provides a different kind of full service that gives their clients peace of mind. Visit their showroom today.
Happy to have everyone tuning in on our Facebook page today. Bringing you today's action live on your, is it still the morning? Saturday morning?
I think so.
11:22. It's a longer first inning the other day, so I have to double check.
I'm going to say hello aside from the Facebook feed that's going on right now. We're live on the NFHS network, so hello to everybody who might be watching anywhere around the world, as a matter of fact, on the NFHS network, as we bring you what normally would be Big 9 baseball, but with COVID-19 restrictions is basically NCW regional baseball here with the COVID restrictions.
First pitch misses outside to Joe Murphy after the mound visit. Entire infield was in to chat with McDowell. Working with the sacks full, 1 run already in. He's issued 3 straight walks. Misses on the second pitch. Murphy in right field, batting 5th with no outs and the bases loaded. 1 for 5, drove in a run with an RBI double in the first inning on Tuesday. Scored a pair of runs. And there's a strike to him. Michael Singleton is on deck. Unless Murphy hits into a triple play, this will be the 6th batter coming up. Down a little bit low. McDowell's just not getting those chases. He's been trying to go down low on at-bats with 2 strikes. He just couldn't quite get a swing there for Murphy.
Eastmont's being very patient at the plate.
Long look in from McDowell. Steps to the side, kicks high and delivers. A hot shot over to first, over the head of Kovanen, into right field. This will score at least 1, maybe 2. Yes, it will. Rule comes in to score as well. That'll put runners at first and third only for a moment as the cutoff man was missed on the throw, and it brings in another run. It's a bases clearing RBI knock for Joe Murphy. He'll only get credit for 2 RBIs on that, but the throwing error from right field brings in another one. And just like that, it's 4-0 Eastmont here in the bottom of the first.
That's what pressure on the defense will do. Is we're going to get a pitching change here. Is you've got the infielders playing tight to the bags on the corners, and the first baseman playing in front of the base path there at first base. That bounding ball, normally, if he's in his regular position, he's able to field that ball and maybe get a double play out of it. But because he was pulled in and pulled up, ball bounces over his head, gets out into the outfield, and then unfortunately, after the 2 runs already score, the throw high from the right fielder gets over the cutoff man. Another run allowed on the air, and wheels wobbling on the apple cart early for the Wenatchee Panthers.
Not the start they had in mind, as the Panthers will go to the bullpen here after just 5 batters faced for Chase McDowell. Get a full update, of course, on the change. It looks like
Number 10.
So Isaac England, who started on Tuesday, will head back onto the rubber. Chase McDowell faces just 5 hitters, as I mentioned. No outs recorded, issued 3 walks. Gave up 2 hits as well. No strikeouts in there as well. Of course, didn't record any outs. And he exits with 4 runs across on his line. And, of course, the runner at first base, Murphy, also his property as well. So we'll see what else Wenatchee does defensively here. Isaac England on the rubber, as I mentioned. He pitched on Tuesday, started that ball game, but couldn't get out of the first inning. Did get 2 outs in it, but all in all allowed 6 runs, all earned on 7 hits. No walks, 1 strikeout. Eastmont was able to tack on 2 runs with 2 outs on a 2 RBI single by Elijah Smiley. And it looked like, even though the damage he had faced to that point, the 4 runs allowed, it looked like Zender was going to give him a chance to get out of that first inning on Tuesday. But once he gave up that RBI knock, he exited. And then Jack Kovanen came in to get the final out of that frame. But England back on the rubber here once again for Wenatchee. A familiar situation that we saw just a few days ago. I would say this is deja vu if it was another sunny day, Eric, but with it being cloudy and overcast, does not quite feel like Tuesday. So the runner off of first base is Joe Murphy. We'll get you a full look at the defensive changes in a moment here for Wenatchee. This ball is cracked in the air out toward left field, but it's going to be right at...
Oh, he dropped it.
Unable to be handled by Evan Burdan. He couldn't handle it. And it drops in, so I guess that's going to go down as an error on Burdan, the left fielder for Wenatchee. An error that allows Murphy to move up to second and Singleton to reach base. A hard-hit ball, but pretty much right at him. That's a catch he makes 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and it wasn't a high fly ball, just a line drive right at him, and just couldn't handle it. Well-struck ball.
You can hear the crack of the bat. First and second, still no outs here in the bottom of the first. Pitch is a little bit outside.
By the way, Joel, a Mariner update after losing last night 6-5 to the Boston Red Sox. Already playing a day game today, and Seattle up by a score of 4-0.
How about that? Good start for the Mariners today. Red Sox are off to a good start this season, surprisingly, considering how they played last year. It's pitched in there for a strike to Logan Schneider. 1-1 the count. First and second, after back-to-back errors, Murphy did single, stayed at first on an error that allowed another run to come in. Singleton reaching base on an error here. Pitch is down and low for a ball, 2-1.
One thing, too, Joel, I mean, here we have the first inning again. It's a durational inning for Eastmont at the plate. That leaves your guys in the field for a long time. And you got the front end of a doubleheader here. That makes it a very long day.
Yes, it does. That's certainly something to take into account here.
Kind of sucks the winds out of your sails.
Long day of baseball. The 2-1 hot shot past the third baseman into left field. And it looks like Murphy is going to be held at third base. Base hit by Schneider. Still no outs here as the 8th man in the order comes up to hit in the bottom of the 1st. Sacks are loaded once again for the Wildcats.
Wenatchee left fielder didn't handle that one cleanly when it came out to him. If Eastmont had been a little more aggressive on the base pass, may have been able to easily score another run there as that ball got past the left fielder as he came up the field in this, again, natural grass in the outfield, and that seems to just grab hold of that baseball.
Bases loaded, 2 hits and an error in between. Wenatchee has committed 2 errors in the inning. Come on, 2 of the last 3 hitters as well. First pitch swinging a comebacker. England will come home for the force there. The throw to first, it's a double play. That was the best possible outcome, well, I'd say other than throwing to third, that Wenatchee could have gotten there as they retire both Gale at first base and Murphy, who was headed home. The other runners move up 90 feet. Schneider to second base, Singleton to third. But a double play prevents a run from scoring there.
That ball just stung off the bat of the Eastmont batter, but good job by England on the mound. Fielding his position, throwing home, getting the sure out there on the lead runner, and then also get the double up at first base. Great play.
That double play in your scorebook, as easy as 1, 2, 3. Pitcher to catcher to first. Swing and a miss by Elijah Smiley. This is where Eastmont did the bulk of their damage the other day with 2 outs. Second and third. Breaking balls.
Both of their big innings happened with 2 outs.
Yep.
But they got 8 of their 9 runs in the 6th with 2 outs.
Yep. 11 of 16 total runs scored the other day with 2 outs, which is incredible. The bulk of those that weren't with 2 outs came in the first inning. There's a ball hit over toward the shortstop. Skyleman takes his time, fires to first, and it's just barely in time as he's able to retire Smiley. 9 men come to the plate, 4 runs come across. Could have been a lot worse, though. It's 4-0 Eastmont as we go to the second inning. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
To achieve greatness once, it's not the end of the journey. It is only the beginning. Introducing the next all-electric super truck. The revolutionary GMC Hummer EV SUV. Reserve one now while they last.
Top of the second now at Recreation Park as Isaac England, the pitcher, comes up to the mound now for Wenatchee. And he couldn't hold up his swing. He started this game over at third base. England, Joe Skyleman, and Tyler Reams all due up for the Panthers. Eastmont leads 4-0 after scoring 4 runs on 3 hits in total in that bottom of the first inning. They did leave 2 men on base. But, Wenatchee, obviously another tough first inning. They somewhat limited the damage by getting a late ground ball and a ground out to end it. But still a great start if you're Eastmont. Bring the outfield in just a little bit as England swings and misses. I'm looking at where all the outfielders are right now, especially in right field, Eric. It looked like they were in just a
very
little
shallow.
bit. Yeah, Joe Murphy playing shallow, expecting something soft hit. Swung on, hit over towards short. Tough play for Popoff, and it is in there for a base hit. England leads off the second with a hit. Both innings so far, Wenatchee has begun the inning with a hit, and this time they're hoping to bring across a run as a result of a leadoff knock. So Joe Skyleman steps in now, the second baseman.
For those watching at home, the brown portion of the infield that you're looking at is the same exact material as the green portion of the infield that you're looking at. It's not actual grass, it's not actual dirt, it's all that field turf as you got a bunt here in front of home plate.
Popoff with plenty of time, fires to first and gets the out there.
So the surface is all the same, and what you see when that ball hits the surface, it doesn't matter what part of green or brown, it just absolutely takes off. And you get a bat that hits the upper part of the ball, so it puts a forward spin on it. When it hits that turf, it just continues to accelerate.
That was certainly an issue for Popoff a moment ago on that leadoff knock by England. First pitch swinging. Here's a ball hit over toward third. They look back the runner to second and retire Reams at first base on a ground out that goes 5-3. That was a really nice play by Singleton, checking that England would not take off for third base there.
Had the runner right in front of him and fielded it cleanly on a single hop and was able to look the runner back to second before getting a nice clean throw over to first base.
Chase McDowell, the pitcher, has moved over to third base, and he bats right now. So the line for McDowell in that first inning gave up 4 runs, 3 of which were earned, 2 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts. And he swings at the first pitch, hits it to third. Singleton with time, flips to first, can't be handled by Banning. A little bit of a low throw, so it'll go with an error on Singleton. And the inning alive for Wenatchee as England goes to third base. Singleton took his time there, but a low throw was not.
Looks like he had a hard time finding the grip on that baseball when he was trying to fish it out of his glove.
So an E5 allows McDowell to reach. Wenatchee's being a little aggressive here at the plate. We're seeing them swing early in the count. Top of the order, Tyler Skyleman up for the second time today. He takes a ball.
Well, they know Austin Popoff is going to throw strikes. You don't strike out 12 batters a weekend ago without throwing the ball over the plate, so that's why they can be aggressive here.
Popoff's certainly a guy with some velocity on his pitches, so if you get in the fastball where you like it, why not? And that one inside clips Skyleman, and that will load up the bases for Wenatchee. 2 outs in the frame, but a chance to dig into this deficit right now.
We'll see if Wenatchee can do a little 2-out magic here in this game.
Skyleman has reached base in both of his plate appearances so far. Single in the first inning, now hit by a pitch here in the second inning.
Yeah, if you're Coach Zender right now, this is the guy you want at the plate in this circumstance.
Yeah, Dylan Kane struck out looking in the first, 2 for 4 though the other day. Swings at the first pitch, and it's handled by Popoff. A nice defensive play to prevent a run as he walks it over to first for the final out. Wenatchee loads them up, but leaves them loaded. Eastmont leads 4-0 after an inning and a half, and we'll be back in a moment after these messages on the NCWLIFE channel.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee, and I've been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Eastmont leads 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Joel Norman alongside Eric Granstrom with you on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast being brought to you by Chelan Douglas Casa, court-appointed special advocates for children. Austin Popoff will lead things off here as we start the bottom of the second inning. Eastmont sent 9 men to the plate in the bottom of the first, and they scored 4 runs, 3 hits, didn't take advantage of a couple errors, then stranded 2 men. Isaac England came on in relief, got the final 3 outs of the first inning. Count is 1-1 now. Chase McDowell didn't get an out, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts.
You see around the backstop here at Recreation Park, they've got the wood paneling on the bottom of the chain link fence. And as a catcher, I always loved that because you got friendly bounces that came back to you.
Foul ball, third base side. It all just depends on the backstop at the end of the day.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about some of the different ballparks that you and I have seen as broadcasters and such. And Joe Martin Field is one of those where it's actually downhill from home plate to the backstop.
Turf field now. I don't know if it was when you were there broadcasting yet.
No.
Here's a ball skied in the air to center field. Kane has space, and he'll make the catch for the first out here in the second.
Struck well, but a nice job by the center fielder, ranging to his left to come up with that baseball.
We'll fly out to center field to start off the second inning. Cooper Richards up to the plate. Walked and scored back in the first inning. He was the first of 3 consecutive walks drawn, and the 3 walks that McDowell would throw in the game. So England's off to a really nice start as he misses on the first offering. He's faced 5 batters now. 1 reached on an error on a play that should have been the first out of the first inning. Gave up a base hit, but then induced a ground ball double play and then a ground out to end it, before forcing the fly out to start this frame.
Yeah, Joe Martin Field in Bellingham, the home of the former Bellingham Mariners, the single-A club that Ken Griffey Jr. got his start at before he jumped up to the Mariners in Seattle. I got a chance to see him play at Joe Martin Field.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's really cool. How about that? Well, he hit his first professional home run with the Bellingham Mariners. Do you know the park he hit it at?
In Everett, I think it was.
Yeah,
and they still have a plaque out beyond the stadium.
Pitch misses low for a ball.
And strangely, the situation with that home run, as well as his first home run in the Kingdome, was opposite field. Went out to left from a left-handed batter.
You don't see a lot of highlights of Ken Griffey Jr. opposite field homers.
No.
Hot shot to first. Kovanen will stomp on the bag himself to get the out. 2 away here in the bottom of the second.
Memorial Stadium is in Everett, correct?
Right. I think it's called Funko Field now.
Oh, is it Funko Field?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's the current name for the Aqua Sox home ballpark. Of course, they weren't a Mariners affiliate at that time. First pitch to Hunter Rule, in there for a strike.
Do you know what Funko is?
The Funko Pop, right?
Yeah,
like basically bobbleheads, but
yes, basically bobblehead.
Yeah, a little different.
Yes, a little different. Yeah.
Here's a ball hit hard past the shortstop. Skyleman goes into the left field for a base hit. Rule reaching base for the second time in as many plate appearances. That'll extend the inning. I think I have a Funko Pop. I can't remember what it is now, though. Now you're saying it.
Yeah, I mean, the most popular they do are the Japanese characters from anime and things like that.
That's right. But they've got one for everything. I've seen like the comic book heroes, the sports ones as well. But they got a little bit of everything. Now from the stretch, England, this is inside.
Not far from the ballpark, and the reason why Funko is, I'm sure, the sponsor of the stadium now in Everett is that their factory is right in downtown Everett.
That's right. Ball hit over toward third. McDowell, the third baseman, takes his time, flips over to first, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. After 2 innings, Eastmont leads Wenatchee 4-0, and we'll be right back in a moment after these messages from our sponsors as you're watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Your search for quality patio furniture with excellent customer service is over. Blue Lagoon is proud to offer only the finest outdoor furniture and accessories from some of the most renowned manufacturers in the industry. Our showroom showcases a large selection of in-stock furniture, fire pits, umbrellas, cushions, and outdoor accessories. Our in-house outdoor decor specialist is available to help you design and custom order the perfect furniture for your unique space.
Luke Byer swings and misses at the first pitch of this third inning of play. 4-0 Eastmont with the lead over Wenatchee. They scored all 4 of those runs in the first inning. Wenatchee, of course, is the road team today as Byer takes ball 1. Doubleheader today was originally scheduled to be played at Dan White Field. We had a threat of rain. I guess I should say we still have a threat of rain.
I'm looking at folks that are down the right field line behind our camera crew.
There's a long fly ball hit out toward left center. A little bit of space, but unable to make the play as Rule. It drops in for extra bases. And Byer ends up at second base. Errant throw, but it doesn't result in him moving up anymore. Rule had a good beat on it, but just could not quite make the grab. And Byer is aboard with a leadoff double.
I don't know if you can tell looking at our TV screen or not, but this outfield is definitely not flat. And it looked like Hunter had a hard time with the surface here, keeping his head from bouncing around as he was trying to track down that deep fly ball.
He had a great read on it. He was in position to make it, but just could not quite glove it. Meanwhile, Byer heads to the bench. Courtesy runner Ben Kennedy is on once again.
I'll talk about myself here. I played catcher throughout my entire baseball career and had a chance to play some college baseball as a catcher, but the high school coach decided he wanted to try me out as an outfielder because I had a decent arm.
Okay.
And we learned right away that I was not suited for the outfield because I run hard on my feet, and so when you run hard on your feet, you're not cushioning your head much, and so your eyes bobble around in your noggin. So that ball in the air in flight is zigzagging around in the sky. So it doesn't really work very well if you are flat-footed in the outfield.
A little bit more difficult. 1-1 to Jack Covenant, first baseman at the plate, runner at second base. Where'd you play at? I didn't know you played college ball.
I was recruited to play. I played football instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kennedy, the courtesy runner, takes his lead off of second. This misses high to Jack Covenant.
Yeah, so when I broke my neck in college playing football, I went over to the baseball team and I said, okay, you guys recruited me to play baseball too. I can do that. And they're like, nope, sorry, you were.
Ah, it's a bummer.
You're scholared to do the football thing.
There's a ball hit over toward third. Fair or foul? They're going to call it fair.
Wow, I thought that was a foul ball.
It's in there to get the out at first. I think Singleton used a little bit of trickery there. The way he gloved it, it sure looked like that was bouncing in foul territory.
Of course, we're 300 and some odd feet away from that.
Yes, we are. Kennedy, the courtesy runner, holds at second base. Ground out goes 5-3 on the putout. One away here as Preston Brownlee digs in. Struck out to end the first inning. That's with a runner in scoring position and 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Popoff deals a little bit high for ball 1. Popoff punched out a couple batters in the first inning. A clean second inning, albeit with a little bit of drama, loading up the bases with 2 outs, but was able to get out of it unscathed. Deals inside for another ball. Brownlee batting right now. The pitcher, Isaac England, on deck. Kennedy takes his lead. Pitch is a little bit high for another ball. Popoff's command has changed a little bit since that first inning. I give credit on one hand to Wenatchee being a little more aggressive at the plate, Eric, but you can just kind of tell in his body language something has changed. For Popoff. Deals this one, and it is fouled away. Right field side.
This is a busy place again today. You look around and you see all the cars in the parking lot. I thought, are they here for baseball? No, we've got a lacrosse tournament that's going on here with the fields at Triangle Park are full. We've got lacrosse happening behind us here in the Apple Bowl, so busy place today.
Another ball fouled away, right field side. hit off of the pole right next to our right field cameraman. It was close. You weren't as anxious that time because you saw it was higher.
We had Levi move the camera a little bit today. He doesn't have that pole to protect him necessarily from those foul balls, but I think he could see him a little better.
Popoff checks the runner at second. Kennedy now comes home to Brownlee. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. His first punch out since striking out Brownlee back in the first inning.
Great location. Just low inside. That was probably a strike no matter what, and the batter just swinging over that ball.
How do you turn your wrists around that one? I mean, you just tip your cap to Popoff there. That brings up Isaac England. Bats with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs now. Chance to help his own cause here. Singled to lead off the second, but was stranded at third as he takes the strike. Wenatchee has put the leadoff man aboard with a base hit in all 3 innings. They're hoping the third time is the charm with bringing him home. This inning it was Byer leading off with a double. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Joe Skyleman on deck should the inning continue.
Ahead of the batter, let's see if Popoff uses a breaking ball here.
Checks second a couple times, comes home. Hit up the middle. Gloved by Gale. Flips to first. Unable to be handled. Almost made its way into the dugout. Coming all the way around from second and scoring is Kennedy. On a throwing error by Gale, Wenatchee gets on the board, as Kennedy scores from second base. Courtesy runner for Byer. And England takes advantage of an error to reach base. Wenatchee on the board. It's 4-1. So the throw a little bit low from Gale, scores a run. It's the second time today an error has directly resulted in a run. First time it's benefited Wenatchee. As there's a strike, meanwhile, to Joe Skyleman. Put down a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. Didn't really matter, though, so the bases ended up getting loaded anyway. But an effective bunt nonetheless at the time. Swings away, hits this into left field, in position, and there to make the catch is Richards, and that will retire the side. Wenatchee gets one thanks to an error, but they still trail Eastmont with the lead. It's 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Back in a moment after these messages on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35-plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Take on the new year in a new Ford from Pat Armstrong Ford. From premium grade muscle to unparalleled performance. Take on any payload. The all-new 2021 Ford F-150 at Pat Armstrong Ford. Take on any adventure. Take on every thrill. The all-new 2021 Bronco Sport and 2021 Mustang Mach-E. Built to take on every resolution at Pat Armstrong Ford. We are community strong in East Wenatchee.
Today's broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel is being brought to you by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Enjoy your day at Highlander Golf Course. Reserve your next tee time or plan a party in one of our simulator rooms. You don't have to be a member to dine in style. Give them a call today. And by Doghouse Motorsports, now featuring the full line of on- and off-road Husqvarna motorcycles. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Eastmont with a 4-1 lead over Wenatchee. Joe Murphy, Michael Singleton, and Logan Schneider due up. First pitch from Isaac England, swung on, third base side, creeping toward going out of play. A good look for McDowell, but he kind of got twisted up as that ball died a little shorter than he thought it would.
That's a tough play. Good hustling play over there by him, but just not able to make it. That's tough. Running away from it, that ball's got some English to it. It's probably cutting through the air, slicing a little bit to the side, as well as going out. And a 1-1 count now, actually.
Next offering, swung on, hit left side. Foul goes into the cage. And Chase McDowell had a good beat on it. We've seen a couple balls like that. I wonder if there's some late wind at all. I haven't felt it a lot. Granted,
it's dead calm today.
Yeah, it feels calm, but maybe a few mysteries. Could be the sky, too. When it's this overcast, we talked about sun the other day sometimes being a factor. This ball hit over toward the shortstop, Skyleman. Takes his time, fires to first, and it's in time to retire Murphy, one away. Sometimes these overcast days are also pretty tough. Obviously you don't need the sunglasses, but you look straight up in the sky, and the ball absolutely matches the sky color. So that's tough.
If you are looking at any of our camera views that catch the outfield here, and you wonder, well, how come the American flag is not up? You got to remember, this was not supposed to be the location for the baseball game today. So they had to scramble to get things shifted over to here, and I don't think anybody got the memo in time to put the American flag up.
Look at the one behind us, though.
Yes.
Here at the Apple Bowl. So you just go to your alternative flag. A one pitch misses. We were saying earlier, how many towns, even in the state, have the option to just go across town and head to the other ballpark that you've got handy?
Well, and what the unique part about this, too, and you'll hear the voice in the background periodically that's doing the PA announcing, is Ken Murtaugh.
1-1 is swung on and missed by Singleton.
Now, I don't know of any other communities anywhere where you'll go to either park, Recreation Park or over at Dan White Field, and you have the same PA announcer for both teams.
I don't think I've done a baseball game in Wenatchee that Kent Murtaugh hasn't also been at.
The world is right if you're at a baseball game and Ken Murtaugh is there.
There you go.
Love Mr. Murtaugh.
Big pitch coming up here for Isaac England facing Michael Singleton. Steps off for a moment. Bottom of the third inning, Eastmont scored 4 in the first. Wenatchee got their run in the top of this inning. This pitch misses.
And Ken has that very similar sound to his voice of the old PA announcer at Yankee Stadium.
Bob Shepard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, in a lot of ways, yeah.
Kind of that stuffiness. Now batting.
Say the number twice.
Yeah.
Ball hit toward the third base side, goes foul. In and out of the Wenatchee dugout.
Number 7, Mickey Mantle. Number 7.
Might not be a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bob Shepard had a great voice. I'm sure there's plenty of people who wanted to emulate his. Next pitch from England. Swung on, hit toward third.
Oof.
I'm not sure what we'll call that as it bounces into left field. McDowell couldn't handle it. Base hit, a funky hop. He didn't get enough glove, I didn't think, on it.
It was more of a defensive move than anything else, just kind of taking a couple of steps to his left, and that ball took a nasty bound off of the artificial surface here in the infield. And good backup by the shortstop there.
Yeah, great job by Tyler Skyleman to be in position. That's their job, though, but that's why he's at short. A lot of times at the high school level, you see one of the most athletic players pretty much play up the middle, but you've also got the guy who can not just be athletic, but a lot of times has those skills mentally to be in the right position, play at shortstop for that reason. Check over to first. Singleton back with a dive. Brings up Logan Schneider. 1 out, 1 on. Batting from the right side against the right-hander, England. Came on in relief in the first inning. Got the final 3 outs of that frame. Big cut and a miss by Schneider. England forced a comebacker to the mound that resulted in a double play, getting the out at home and at first base, and then got a ground out after that. And since those 2 final outs, he's only allowed 2 men to reach in the 2 innings since. Schneider singled, was stranded at second his first time up, swings and misses. The throw towards second is in time. Singleton caught stealing. He's erased on the base paths. And there's 2 away now here in the bottom of the third. That'll generate a smattering of applause from the Wenatchee faithful. A lot of them seated third base side near that dugout. Eastmont, a decent amount of fans as well. First base side. I'd say a few more fans here today than what we saw on Tuesday, but it's also easier when the game starts on Saturday morning versus Tuesday at the end of the workday.
Yeah.
It's nice having fans at the venues again. We're seeing it more and more at the major league level, and it's nice just having the high school games as well. Here's a ball struck in the air. First base side. Covenant calls everyone off and makes the grab. So a man reaches but is erased on a stolen base attempt. and England faces the minimum. We go to the fourth inning. It's Eastmont leading Wenatchee 4-1, and we'll be right back after these messages on the NCWLIFE channel.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
Austin Popoff toes the rubber for his fourth inning of work. He's allowed 1 run on 4 hits so far against the Wenatchee offense. Of course, Wenatchee is the road team today. This game and the one following this one were both originally scheduled to be played at Dan White Field. There was a fear of rain that, frankly, was expected by about this time. Still expected into the early afternoon more, so we're not quite in the clear yet, but fortunately, no rain so far. These 2 games, though, were rescheduled to be played here at Recreation Park, though, out of safety. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Sangster Motors. The American Challenge is on at Sangster Motors, home of the all-new Yukon SUV. And by Wenatchee Power Sports, now featuring Polaris, Yamaha, KTM, and Beta sales parts and service. Tyler Reams will lead things off as we begin the 4th inning of play. Takes upstairs for ball 1. Chase McDowell on deck. Tyler Skyleman after him. See if they can get Skyleman to reach base again. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Skyleman has reached base in both of his first 2 plate appearances. A single in the first, hit by a pitch in the second. Takes the ball here, does Reams. It's 2-1. Grounded out to third base for the second out of the second inning. So far, that second inning was Wenatchee's best chance to strike. Bats this one in the air to right field. Murphy is over and makes the grab. 1 away here to start the 4th inning. Wenatchee loaded up the bases with 2 outs, taking advantage of an error on a throw by the third baseman Michael Singleton, and then after that a hit by pitch. So with 2 outs, had the bases loaded. But a comebacker, a hard hit ball though by Dylan Kane, hit back to the mound. Popoff flipped over to first for the final out. Chase McDowell steps in and takes the ball. He reached on an error to continue that second inning. Started today's ball game, but could not get any outs in the first inning. Allowed 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. It's a soft grounder, first base side. Popoff takes it over himself. And there's 2 away now. Ground out that goes 1 unassisted. 2 away here in the 4th. Top of the order, Tyler Skyleman steps in. Talked about the success earlier of these 1, 2, 3 hitters, Skyleman, Kane, and Byer this past Tuesday. Well, it only just dipped into how successful they were that day. Popoff's first pitch is outside to him. Skyleman, Kane, and Byer, they batted 1, 2, 3, and are doing so again today. They collected 6 of the team's 9 hits, scored 6 of the team's 10 runs, drove in 5 of their 7. They produced 5 of their 7 RBI. This one is fouled away, third base side. Singleton gives it a look. And they were the only 3 players in the Wenatchee lineup with multiple hit efforts this past Tuesday. So the offense really running through them, so to speak. Skyleman and Byer, who hits third, they've got half of the team's hits so far today. Long foul ball, right field side, now to play. Watch the cars. Looks like it bounces over a few. Eric mentioned it earlier. It's a packed day. We've got lacrosse on the field behind us here at the Apple Bowl. Force baseball here at Rec Park. Next pitch misses the Skyleman. Eastmont in the bottom of the fourth inning will have 8, 9, and 1 due up, similar to how Wenatchee did this inning. Another one misses to Tyler Skyleman. Popoff lost his hat on that throw. 4 hits allowed by Popoff. His defense has committed 2 errors behind him. However, Wenatchee has stranded 6 runners on the base paths. Another one inside for ball 4. And that sends Tyler Skyleman over to first base for the 3rd time today, and will continue the inning. Strong day, though, so far for Popoff, but he has yet to face the minimum in any inning. If he gets an out here of Kane, this would be his quickest inning by far. He did face 5 batters in the first inning, 6 batters in the second, 5 again in the third. So he's had to pitch from the stretch every inning. In fact, this was the first frame in which the leadoff batter did not reach base. On a pass ball, it's going to be Skyleman going to second, so he moves into scoring position. So Wenatchee, despite putting the leadoff man aboard in each of the first 3 innings, was only able to scratch across 1 run in that time, and that was thanks to an error last inning. This ball hit towards second. Smiley with time flips to first, and the side retired. So Popoff faces his fewest batters of any inning so far. Just 4 men up to the plate here in the 4th. None come across the score. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Eastmont leads Wenatchee 4-1 in Game 1 of our doubleheader. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. You're watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Luke Gale, Elijah Smiley, and Austin Popoff due up to start this bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-1. Eastmont leads Wenatchee.
Nice close game this time around.
Yeah, it is. We talked about it before today's game. It really felt like on Tuesday, even though it was 16-10 final score, Eastmont leading the entire game. It was as close as 1 run at one point. It felt like it was a tighter game. I think it was because Wenatchee kept scratching across runs in the middle innings. But, of course, once the floodgates opened late, then it was pretty clear who was going to win. Ball hit in the air toward right center. Gets down for a base hit to start this bottom of the 4th. Luke Gale aboard with a base hit. It's a single for him, and it's the 2nd time today Eastmont has led off an inning with a hit.
Tell you, this freshman is impressive. He, got the starting role at quarterback as a freshman. What was that, 14, 15 years old maybe? 14 years old.
Yeah, right
and just showing his athletic ability as such a youngster, and puts a nice swing on that base hit to right center.
It's really tough to do Big 9 football as well, in that starting quarterback position. And then playing shortstop meanwhile on baseball. Hot shot to third. This might be a double play. Throw to first in time. A line out to third. McDowell flips to Covenant for the twin killer. Elijah Smiley hit that ball as hard as he could have, but that scorching liner was snared by McDowell. And Gale had stepped just a couple steps too far off of first and is doubled up. So a line out to third and 5-3 for the second out. Top of the order, Popoff bats, no one on and 2 outs now. Well, last inning, England faced the minimum thanks to Singleton singling but being caught stealing. Here's a ball over to third. Chance to do the same here. Throw to first. Unable to be handled by Covenant. It was a little bit low. And the runner Popoff will move up to second on the throwing error. So it's an E5. Isaac England commits the error, and that puts Popoff in scoring position.
Top of the 7th in Boston at Fenway Park. Seattle Mariners 5, Boston nothing. Only 2 hits today for the Red Sox, by the way.
Who's on the mound for the Mariners?
Good question. Let me look that up here for you.
Eastmont's looking to strike here with 2 outs. Mentioned it earlier. They scored 11 runs with 2 outs on Tuesday. 11 of their 16 in total. So a courtesy runner will come on in place of Austin Popoff. Looks like Cade Kuski is the courtesy runner. Pitched on Tuesday as well. Kuski takes his lead off of second base. Popoff reached on the throwing error by Isaac England. First pitch swinging. Cooper Richards hits a softball to short. Skyleman with a nice play throws him out at first. And that will do it here in the 4th inning. After 4 complete innings from Rec Park, it's Eastmont 4, Wenatchee 1. We go to the 5th in a moment after these messages from our sponsors here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Luke Beyer leads things off for Wenatchee here in the 5th. He doubled and came around to score on an error in the 3rd. 4-1 Eastmont leads. Popoff deals a strike to him. 4 strong innings for Austin Popoff. 3 strikeouts. So he has allowed just 4 hits. Did not allow any hits last inning. Did walk a batter, which was his first free pass of the ballgame. Beyer reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning, and as I mentioned, doubled and scored in the 3rd. Covenant on deck, Brownlee after him. This is outside.
We were talking about the Mariners on top of Boston 5-0 now in the 7th inning. Chris Flexen on the mound for Seattle. We were discussing off the air about Flexen and where he came from. He was in the Mets organization, but last year in 2020 played for the Bears in Korean baseball.
The KBO,
correct,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought he came over. I couldn't remember though, so it's pretty neat.
7 strikeouts today, just 2 hits allowed in 6 innings. That's good stuff.
They've said the KBO. This pitch is swung on and missed by Beyer for strike 3. 1 away here in the 5th. First strikeout since the 3rd inning for Popoff, his 4th in the game. They say that the KBO kind of equates to like a high A minor league ball in the U.S., so that's especially impressive that Flexen is basically making the jump from high A up to the majors.
Well, you remember last year when everything got shut down, KBO was all we had to watch on TV.
That's right.
I mean, I was dying to see some sort of sports, and I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning watching ESPN.
It was a little more favorable for the West Coast than it was the East Coast.
Yes.
So for me, I wasn't going to stay up till 2 in the morning. Pitch misses to Jack Covenant. He's 1 for 2 today, singled in the 1st. I'm trying to think of some other KBO players. Eric Thames is a famous one. Here's a hot shot over toward the second base side. Gets past the diving attempt by Elijah Smiley. And it's a base hit for Jack Covenant. 1 on with 1 out. Eric Thames was a notable name. I mean, he had a good, I think, first couple months with the Brewers, but then he kind of cooled off and has kind of gone back to, I hate saying it, his journeyman status where he was before. Josh Lindblom last year, he was with the Milwaukee Brewers. He was lights out the year before in the KBO, but it's an interesting jump over. First pitch misses to Preston Brown.
Of course, that takes me to favorite baseball movies. Mr. Baseball, one of my favorite baseball movies, with Tom Selleck, where he plays in baseball in Japan as a major leaguer who was not quite making it happen in major leagues and got sent over to Japan. And interesting movie.
That's pretty cool.
And I guess pretty accurate for the American players playing in Japan.
1-1 is fouled away. I'd love to see that now. I don't think I've heard of that one before. That's pretty cool.
It's an older movie, Joel.
Oh, okay. I like the baseball movies regardless of the year they've come out.
Okay. So were you a fan of For Love of the Game?
I love that movie.
Okay.
No pun intended.
See, there's some that say, well, it's kind of like Titanic. They fooled you into thinking it's a baseball movie when it's a love story.
Oh, I think it's great because they use the 9 innings in the same way they equate to life. It's a metaphor for how each inning is a different step in life.
Well, and how can you go wrong with Vern Scully on the call?
That's a good point.
Throughout the entire movie.
That's a great point. Not sure why he's doing a Yankees-Tigers game, but hey. I thought it was great. I mean, there was so much about that one to like. I'm trying to think all the different casting they had throughout it. Kevin Costner is so relatable, too. Yeah. I think he does a great job in baseball movies. This pitch misses to Preston Brownlee.
Speaking of Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner, Major League Baseball, playing a game at that field this year.
I'm excited for that. I visited the Field of Dreams last year when I was heading cross country, and cold as can be, but you can feel the magic at a place like that. Brownlee lines one into shallow center, drops in for a base hit. Covenant to second. Wenatchee might have something brewing here in the 5th. 1 on, 1 out, 2 on.
Rule, I thought might have had a chance to get that one, but maybe got off to a little late jump on it, and it falls in front of him for a base hit.
Back-to-back singles, Covenant and Brownlee, after the strikeout by Byer to start the inning. Popoff continues to throw from the stretch as he faces Isaac England. He's done a nice job on the mound today. Has a chance to add some runs for the Panthers. Fouls it away.
So what is the story behind the Field of Dreams field? They built that for the movie, right? And then it just stayed?
Pretty much.
It wasn't something that existed before that?
Nope. They literally took out the cornfields for the movie. So, and it was still there for a while, and I think they just realized that it had gotten a little bit of a following among baseball fans, so they turned to a tourist site. This pitch misses for a ball to England.
So the house that's there, was that the house that was in the movie? I mean, kind of hard to fake that.
Yeah, same house.
Okay.
You can tour it as well.
Really?
Yeah, and that was what we did. We did the tour of that. It was really cool, really good a guide. This ball is lofted first base side over the head of Manning. Runners had to hold up. Now they'll take off. Bases are loaded on 3 straight singles by Wenatchee.
Here we go. Panthers are right back in it here.
Covenant, Brownlee, and England with 3 straight hits. And depending on what Skyleman can do at the plate here, we might have ourselves a really, really interesting ball game. Second baseman Joe Skyleman digs in. 0 for 1, put down a sac bunt in the 2nd inning. Infield at double play depth with 1 away. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up, but it goes foul and out of play. Yeah, the field is still there at the Field of Dreams site in Dyersville, Iowa. The house is still there. Really cool. The tour guys dressed up like the White Sox players.
Oh, nice.
That they did in the movie.
Nice.
0-1 misses. And they were building a facility right next to it, an indoor place. I think it was for, if you're familiar with the merchandise site, Baseballism. Have you heard of them?
No.
They're really good. They've got a lot of good material. I think they were building something there. It's a hot shot, third base side, goes foul. Because they're doing a lot with that area because of the game that's going to be played there. They're building another field, I'd say about 2 football fields away. Okay. So a lot of the corn is still there in between. I don't know if you've seen the rendering. They're planning to have a pathway between the 2 fields.
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a heck of an event. Here's a ball hit to left field. That could be trouble for Eastmont. One run is in. That's Covenant. Right behind him comes Brownlee. And in there with a 2 RBI double is Joe Skyleman. We've got a 1-run ball game here in the 5th. Throw coming home to the cutoff man, missed him, but Banning is there to back it up. Skyleman doubles in Covenant and Brownlee. The 4th consecutive hit for Wenatchee to make it a 4-3 ball game. Eastmont still with a 1-run edge. With 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Tyler Reams digs in. Chance to give Wenatchee the lead. Swings and barely taps 1 foul. 4 straight hits for the Panthers. 2 runs across in the inning so far. 1 out. And Eric, if you're Popoff here, if it's a ground ball, where do you go first? Home, right? Since it's tied.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Obviously, the only force you can get is at first base. But if there's a ground ball, you're going to have to at least look that runner back to the bag. That's currently Isaac England at 3rd base. Joe Skyleman at 2nd.
We get a left-hander starting to warm up down in the bullpen for Eastmont.
Pitch in the dirt to Tyler Reams. Got the jacket on too, of course, so we don't see the number.
Can't see a number, no.
A hooded figure looms in the bullpen.
Sounds like your next novel, right?
There you go. I'm taking ideas. Pitch to Reams, misses. I've been joking with a couple people, the media guide I'm assembling for the Apple Sox this year. I'm calling it my 2nd book.
It will be published, right?
That's right. I'll print it out physically. Taps another one foul, does Reams. 0 for 2 today, grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd. Popped out to right field in the 4th inning. We're here in the 5th. 2 runs across, 4 consecutive hits for Wenatchee. They only trail by 1 run now. Looking to tie and or take the lead. That'd be the first time this week that they have led if they're able to do so. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch from Austin Popoff, and he retires Tyler Reams. 2nd punch out of the inning and his 5th of the ball game. 2 away. So that puts the pressure on Chase McDowell. Started this game as the pitcher moved over to 3rd base. He's got a chance to tie it up. Infield is back. Closest one to their bag is Singleton over at 3rd. That's mostly because of the runner there. Banning is playing fairly close to the line on the first base side. Gale and Smiley at short and 2nd cover a decent amount of ground, though. Here's a ball hit over to Banning. Can't make the play. Here comes 1 run across. It's England. Skyleman behind him. The throw to the plate will nail him. He is out. Great throw from right field by Murphy to retire Joe Skyleman at the plate. So it's an RBI single by Chase McDowell to tie the game, but that is all. 4-4, we got a brand new ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back after these messages on the NCWLIFE Channel.
If you're like me, you're already dreaming about the summer, enjoying it with friends and family in the backyard. Don't get discouraged with the chilly breeze of spring just yet. There is still work to be done, and the warmer temperatures are just around the corner. If you've been thinking about when to get your backyard ready for summer, come on down to Blue Lagoon, now scheduling pool openings. Ask us why we think you should open your pool sooner rather than later. Call today. Scheduling is filling up fast.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
During the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $200 when you bundle select tires, wheels, and brakes. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Brand new ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 runs come across for Wenatchee in the top of this frame. They collected 4 consecutive hits And we're able to tie this one up. Joe Skylam, the big knock with a 2 RBI double. Panthers had runners at second and third. McDowell was able to drive in England with an RBI single, but then Joe Skylam was rounding third coming home and was gunned down at the plate on a great throw by Joe Murphy. And then meanwhile at the plate, Logan Schneider applied the tag. And it wasn't even close, Eric. I mean, it was just a tremendous throw that Murphy made there to get the out. And Skylam had a good read on it, was coming home, didn't really hesitate, but just a much better throw. England's second offering to Hunter Rule misses for a ball. Hunter Rule has walked and scored in the first, singled and was stranded in the second. 4 alls. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a hot shot in between the first baseman Kovanen and Joe Skylam. That'll get into right field for a base hit. So Rule's aboard with his second hit of the day. Brings up Lucas Banning. No outs, 1 on. Today's broadcast being brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, your personal real estate agency with full service offered at just a 2% listing fee. Banning checking the signs from head coach Darren Hoff, coaching over at third base side. Drove in a run with an RBI walk in the first inning. Ended the second with a ground out to third. Takes for a ball. He's your cleanup hitter. I wouldn't expect him to put down a bunt, but you are playing for 1 run at this point in the ball game, with it being 4 all, and with just including this inning, 2.5 frames to go. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. In the top of the 5th inning, Wenatchee scored 3 runs on 5 hits. No errors committed, and just 1 man left on because Skylam made the final out at home. Runner takes off, pitches in there for a strike, high, throws, sails into shallow center field. Getting up and heading over toward third after swiping second is Hunter Rule. So a stolen base and an error.
Great call by Darren Hoff there, putting the runner in motion and make the defense make the play. Throw from the catcher a little bit too high, sails into center field. Now Eastmont a chance to retake the lead here.
It was pretty clear from the moment that Rule reached base, he was going to take off at some point, and I think Wenatchee knew it and just couldn't gun him down. Here's a hot shot to short, gloved by Tyler Skylam, and there's 1 away. Infield was in, and he was in perfect position. That ball gets down, Eric. I mean, you can make a case Rule should take off from third with his speed.
Right.
But that's why you bring in the infield. So Skylam grabs it. That brings up Joe Murphy. Made the great play in the field and has a chance to give Eastmont the lead here in the 5th. Takes down low for ball 1. On a single to right field in the top half of the inning by Chase McDowell, Wenatchee tied the game and then sent Joe Skylam home. Murphy gunned down Skylam at the plate for the final out. Kept us tied at 4 all. Takes another ball, 2-0. Isaac England so far has tossed 4 innings.
I was just going to say, we got to give him credit for coming in that first inning when things are wobbling on the apple cart, as we talked about, and he's been able to do a good job of shutting down that offense.
3-0 though right now to Murphy. Yeah, no runs allowed. All in all, you look at 4 hits allowed. So it could be a lot worse, and he's done a great job keeping Wenatchee in this ball game. And that's kind of been the thing with their offense, is you just, as we saw on Tuesday, you just got to give them time. You know, if you give them enough time and the deficit isn't too large, they're going to come knocking. There's a strike to make it 3-1 to Murphy. Wenatchee didn't necessarily chip away as they scored in the 3rd and 5th innings, but they were able to put together some strong at-bats. Fouled away by Murphy. 3-2 now. Michael Singleton on deck. He's reached base on an error and a single today.
Red Sox get a run in the bottom of the 7th. It's now 5-1 in the top of the 8th at Fenway Park.
Rules over at first base, singled, stole second, and reached third on the throwing error. Pitches outside for ball 4 to Joe Murphy. First and third with 1 out here in the 5th. That is the first walk issued of the day for Isaac England, after his predecessor, Chase McDowell, walked 3 batters in the first inning. Singleton digs in now. Eastmont's got a great opportunity here. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Think they send Murphy at all, Eric?
I think you make them at least think about it seriously. Now Coach Zender is going to come out and make sure that the defense is doing what he wants them to do. You're going to talk to this entire infield. I think he's going to talk about the fact that that runner from first may go to second, and then they're going to bring a runner from third home, a double steal.
If I'm Wenatchee here, if he takes second, I almost let him. You don't want to risk throwing it away, I think. The nerves of...
Well, I wondered if the thought process was to pitch a little carefully with the right-hander versus the left-handed bat, and then get the double play, and then you get out of the inning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you love about baseball, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
There's so many chess moves that happen on every pitch.
Yeah. Darren Hoff's made it pretty clear with his Eastmont team that they're willing to run.
Yeah.
And all these guys are pretty good runners. Once they get on the path, they're pretty smart. So I would not be stunned if he tries the double steal here, but it's like a staggered double steal attempt. Murphy at first.
Runner from first goes, and then the runner from third breaks.
But once the throw from the catcher comes. First pitch is high, and you could tell behind the plate Byer was ready to throw. Just the way he was positioned. The pitch was up, obviously, but just the way he was positioned, he was prepared if he had to. Long look over at third for Singleton, getting the signs from Hoff. The runner does take off. It's a hit and run, and it works to perfection. A base hit to right field brings in the run. Rule comes around to score. Murphy all the way to third. And Singleton gives Eastmont the lead once again.
Absolutely beautifully done. That pitch was way outside as they were trying to almost look pitch out-ish as the catcher was rising from behind home plate, and Singleton's able to just reach out and touch that baseball, get enough of it to push it to the right side. So you're protecting that runner breaking from third no matter what by going the opposite way in the infield, and is able to squeak it through for the base hits and get an RBI and give Eastmont the lead back.
And that's the part of the hit and run we didn't even talk about, is with the runner breaking, the second baseman covers the bag. So it's not like Joe Skyland was even close to being positioned to field that ground ball. So it works to perfection, and Eastmont takes the lead. Runners at first and third, 1 run in. As the breaking ball from Isaac England misses to Logan Schneider. Wonder if they'll try it again here to try and tack on another one. We'll see. Schneider 1 for 2 today, singled in the first inning. Popped out to first in the third. Murphy over at third. Singleton at first. Hot shot down the line. Makes its way into left field for another base hit. Here comes the throw toward third base. It'll be cut off. And on the throw, reaching second base, is Logan Schneider. With an RBI single, he brings in Joe Murphy. Another run across. It's 6-4. Eastmont with the lead once again.
I'd give him a double on that.
Think
because,
so?
yeah, he was not slowing up at first base. He was busting for second.
Schneider with the RBI knock. Singleton to third. They'll bring on, I believe, a courtesy runner. Yes, a courtesy runner comes on in place of Schneider. Luke Gale, the shortstop, digs in.
It's that Kusky that came in to run again.
I think you're right.
5.
Yep. Elijah Smiley on deck. Gale bats with 1 out, 2 runs across, and runners at second and third. Infield is in. And this ball will make it over their heads for another knock. In to score Singleton. Kusky behind him. The courtesy runner also comes in. And it's a 2 RBI knock for Luke Gale, his second hit in as many innings. And Eastmont has busted it open once again, adding more runs on. They had 4 runs in the first inning. 4 have come across so far here in the 5th on 3 straight hits.
Looks like a little pitching change possible here for Coach Zender and the Wenatchee Panthers. That's the danger of bringing the infield in. I know you want to try to protect that run from coming home, so I mean that's what you're left with. But I mean, what can you do? That ball hits, and if you're in a normal fielding position, you probably catch it on the fly.
Probably. That's tough right there. Nice work by Isaac England until this inning. So Looks like he's going. They change out the gloves. I would think he'll stay in this game. They might just put him back at third, potentially. Or maybe one of the Skylemans will go onto the mound, as we saw the other day. That's always the fun part about the infield convening. So we look at the outfield. It looks like Burden and Kane are still out there. Brownlee has moved in. He might be going to either the mound or first. We've seen that happen, too. Now it really just becomes the numbers game, Eric. Who's playing which position? Today's broadcast being brought to you by Laura Mounter Real Estate, rated the world's best real estate firm for the Wenatchee Valley in 2020. Also by One Way Construction. One Way is a premier custom home builder and general contractor in North Central Washington. One Way Construction, your project, your way. And finally by Global Car Care, your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pick up and drop off available. Stop by their website, globalcarcare.net.
Looks like England's coming out to outfield to play in right field for Wenatchee.
Okay. And it looks like Brownlee's on the mound. He moves from right field to the pitcher's mound. Brownlee is the third pitcher of the day now for Wenatchee. I believe everyone else pretty much staying the same. Boy, Isaac England is sure that his hands full today. 3 different gloves so far. You know, I mean, he's the only other one he would really need is if he goes to catcher or first, right? But
why not?
Why not? I always wonder how many of these times these guys have the glove themselves, or if they're borrowing another guy's glove.
If it's not, obviously, if it's not normally your position, but the coach says, hey, I need you to go play there, then you go begging.
That's right.
Hey, he wants me to play first base. Can I borrow?
That's right. Pretty much smooth sailing before this 5th inning for Isaac England. And boy, similar to Tuesday, Eric, we're seeing a lot of comparisons between the two. Wenatchee this time ties the game in the 5th inning. On Tuesday, they put the tying and go-ahead runs on base in the 5th inning. And then right after that, both times, Eastmont storms back and either adds to their lead or retakes the lead. First pitch misses high to Elijah Smiley. So just to recap again, Brownlee on the mound from right field. England, who was pitching before him, moves from the mound to right field in his place. Smiley at the plate is the 7th batter of the inning. Austin Popoff, the pitcher, on deck. Quick throw to first, and back with a dive goes Gale. 4 hits on the inning so far for Eastmont.
Well, what this does for Eastmont, if they're able to hold on and win this game, but to come back and get these runs here, that gives you the opportunity, if you're Darren Hoff, to leave Popoff in the game on the mound. That saves you an arm for the second game of this doubleheader.
I would love it if Popoff can just toss a complete gamer here. We saw it on Tuesday, both teams using a bit of their bullpen. Wenatchee had 4 pitchers, Eastmont had 5. So far, Wenatchee's used 3 today. This ball hit over toward the shortstop. Skyleman steps on second himself for 1, throws to first.
Nice play.
And Tyler Skyleman ends the inning with a double play. 4 runs come across for Eastmont as they retake the lead. It's 8-4 as we go to the 6th inning. We'll be right back after these messages on the NCWLIFE channel.
By working together as a community, we can all play a part in promoting children's well-being and strengthening families. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Shalane Douglas CASA is dedicated to supporting families and reducing the risk of child abuse and neglect. Join us in our community-wide Pinwheel project and help keep kids safe. If you suspect a child is being abused or neglected, please call 1-866-363-4276.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
Well, a nice job by Preston Brownlee to come on in relief for Wenatchee there and get the final 2 outs of the bottom of the 5th inning. But before that, Eastmont strikes 4 times. They take an 8-4 lead over Wenatchee. First pitch to Tyler Skyleman misses. He has reached base in all 3 plate appearances. A walk, hit by pitch, and a single as well. Swings at the second pitch of this at-bat, hits it into deep left field, and it will be in there for extra bases. Skyleman heading towards second, holds up there. He's got a leadoff double to start this top of the 6th inning. 4 plate appearances, 4 times reaching base. He's done it 4 different ways each time, remarkably. In the bottom of the 5th inning, the 4 runs that came across for Eastmont came on 4 hits. 1 error in the inning committed by Wenatchee, a throwing error by the catcher Byer. No one left on base because the double play ended it. Gets to the line on Isaac England a little bit later here. Dylan Kane up, swings and fouls the first pitch away. Today's broadcast being brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Les Schwab takes your safety seriously every time you stop by. 1-2-3 here for Wenatchee in this 6th inning. First man up, Skyleman has already reached on a double. Kane is 0 for 3, trying to get aboard for the first time today. He swings and connects. A ball hit toward right field will be caught. And Skyleman retreats to the bag. Murphy makes the grab for out number 1. Brings up Luke Byer to the plate. Doubled and scored in the 3rd. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st. And struck out to start off the 5th inning. Wenatchee in the top of the 5th inning sent 7 men to the plate. Brought 3 runs across to tie it. Had a great opportunity to take the lead. As Byer will single to right on the first pitch. Skyleman will hold up at 3rd base as the throw home from Murphy. Missed the cutoff man Banning, hit off of his glove, but was able to be recovered behind him by Schneider, the catcher. Runners at 1st and 3rd now for the Panthers here to start the 6th inning. So Wenatchee had tied it up in the top of the 5th. Eastmont responded by scoring 4 runs in the bottom half. 4 runs on 4 hits and an error to retake the lead, and they currently lead this one 8-4 here in the top of the 6th. Austin Popoff started this ballgame, is still on the rubber. 5 punch-outs so far. Ball 1 is high to Jack Covenant. 2 for 3 today. Singled and scored last inning. Came on in relief and did a great job the other day on Tuesday against Eastmont. 4 innings, 1 run, it wasn't earned. 3 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Big cut and a miss at a pitch up high. Preston Brownlee, the pitcher, is on deck. Runners take their leads off the corners. Popoff from the stretch misses off speed delivery. Eight to 4. Eastmont with the lead over Wenatchee right now. Wenatchee a chance to make it at least a 3-run ball game. Base hit up the middle. It's going to do exactly that. Into score comes Tyler Skyleman on the RBI knock by Jack Covenant. Luke Byer advances to second base. It's now an 8-5 ball game. 3 hits in the frame so far for Wenatchee. Covenant with his 3rd single of the day. It brings up the pitcher Preston Brownlee a chance to help his own cause. Let's bring a trip out to the mound, and it might be it for Popoff. He's having a chat with head coach Darren Hoff right now, and it will be the end of his day. So Austin Popoff was pretty much rolling until the last couple innings here. He exits with 1 out, 1 run across, 2 men on here in the 6th inning. So on the day, he gives up 5 runs in total, but a solid day nonetheless before that. A little different than how he did a week ago against Brewster, where he tossed 6 scoreless innings and struck out 12 batters. But But Eric, the game like this, a tougher opponent in a lot of ways, a learning moment in a lot of ways for an experienced player like Popoff.
Absolutely. And he performed really well here today for the Eastmont Wildcats. Looks like they are bringing in that left-hander. They brought Luke Gale into the dugout as well. So I bet Popoff's going to go into the game as the shortstop. Gale will head into the dugout, and your new pitcher is number 7.
Cade Kuski will come on. He pitched earlier this week. Tuesday's game, Kuski tossed an inning and a third, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 1 batter.
By the way, updates on the Mariners game. They're now in the top of the 9th inning in Boston, leading the Red Sox by a score of 6-1.
Dropped the first 2, right? This started on Thursday.
No, they won on Thursday.
That's right.
They came back and scored 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning to win 7-3. Right. Lost yesterday 6-5, but now leading this one today.
See what they can do tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be a rubber match. Well, I guess it'd be a chance to win the series for them. A chance to, in a way, it's
another series.
Yeah. So that worked out pretty well for them.
This series in Boston followed by 4 in Houston. Astros off to a tough start this season so far, and for a lot of baseball purists, they don't mind that at all.
It certainly came a little bit at game at the hands of the Mariners last weekend. Seattle taking 2 of 3. Could have easily had all 3. Only lost 1-0 last Saturday. So Cade Kuski, the new pitcher, comes in, faces Preston Brownlee, misses up high. And it is exactly as you mentioned, Eric. Luke Gale exits the ball game. Austin Popoff is over at short. Ball's hit over toward the third base side. Tried to tag the runner. Looks like he got him. Throw to first is not in time. Kovanen will head over toward third base.
Boy, I don't know if he got him on that tag. That was awfully close.
They rule he did.
Okay.
So that's what the ruling is that Singleton was able to tag the runner Byer. So I guess that goes technically 5 unassisted. And then a throwing error. That puts Brownlee into scoring position. And meanwhile moves Kovanen over to third. Byer erased on the base paths. So it's second and third for Wenatchee. 2 outs now. Swing and a miss, Isaac England. 2 for 3 today, but has reached base all 3 times. Reached on an error in the third. 2 singles, 1 in the second and 1 in the 5th. Yeah, so put out 5 and then an E5 on the throwing error. That's a strange sequence of events there for Singleton. It's the 3rd error of the day, meanwhile, for Eastmont. Kuski deals, swung on, hit up the middle. This will bring in Kovanen right behind him. And coming into the plate as well is Brownlee. He's in there, throw towards second, will gun down England. So he gets the RBI knock to bring 2 across, and it's a 1-run ball game like that as the inning ends. A crazy sequence of events. Wenatchee draws closer, only down by 1 now as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be right back after these messages on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday. Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Back here at Recreation Park, an exciting ball game throughout this one. Just when you think one team pushes ahead to take an advantage, the other punches right back. We've got a one-run ball game as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's like a heavyweight thriller.
That's exactly it. Two boxers going at it here. Back-to-back innings in which Wenatchee has scored 3 runs in it, and you would think at this point in the ball game that would put them in a good position. But meanwhile, it's Eastmont with the lead thanks to 2 4-run innings today. 8-7 as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. For Eastmont, top of the order, Austin Popoff, the shortstop, will lead things off. 1 for 3 today. Singleton scored in the first, also swiped a bag. Next offering is just barely fouled away. Preston Brownlee on the rubber for Wenatchee. Once this game goes final, we'll have about 20 minutes or so in between ball games before we're back on the air. And if you're checking us out on Facebook, we urge you to stay tuned. There'll be a brand new feed up for that one. This one skips away, low and in the would-be dirt, but it's a turf field. Brownlee came on last inning, got the final out, which was a final 2 outs, which was a double play. Ground out towards second base where Tyler Skyleman tagged the base and then flipped over to first for the final out. Brownlee misses low in the dirt to Popoff. Also reached on an error in the 4th inning, an error on the third baseman McDowell. But Popoff's line is going to show that he allowed 6 runs here today. All but one of Wenatchee's hits were against him as well. As the next pitch is swung on and hit towards short, Skyleman ranges into shallow center field and makes the grab for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good chest positioning there for the Wenatchee defense. Perfect spot for Skyleman.
Brings up Cooper Richards. 0 for 2, walked and scored in the first. Eastmont scoring as simple as 4 runs in the first, 4 more in the 5th. Wenatchee 1 run in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, and then 3 in the top of the 6th inning. But of course, Wenatchee's last at-bats coming up here in the 7th, unless they can tie it up or take the lead. Pitch in the dirt from Brownlee. I think both coaching staffs have to be pretty happy where they're at pitching-wise, though, in this one, Eric.
Yeah, it's all about thinking about the future. I mean, you hope to get through where you are right now, but also you got to keep in mind you got another game to play.
Swing and a miss by Richards. Saw him have a really nice day. 2 for 4 on Tuesday against Wenatchee, but 0 for 2, as I mentioned here so far today. Wenatchee will have 7, 8, 9 up. Top of the 7th. This one misses. After Richards, Hunter Rule is due up this frame for Eastmont. Be interesting to see if the Wildcats keep Gusky on the rubber or go to someone else. Another one misses. As unlike Major League Baseball, there's no minimum for number of batters that a reliever has to face. I don't know how you feel about that one. There's times where I think it's good. There's other times where I go, I don't know about that.
Well, it seems to me, it's all about hurrying the game, which, I'm sorry, but baseball is not a game you should hurry. That's why there's no time limit.
Yeah.
But if they want to hurry the game, then stop all the falterall around home plate with every batter that has to step out in between every single pitch. How about not getting rid of balls? How about using the same ball? I don't care if it hit the dirt or not.
Yeah. That's it. Unless it makes its way into the seating area, why not just keep using the same ball?
That just drives me nuts. The ball exchange all the time. It's like I heard Paul Harvey, this is years ago, he said the average Major League Baseball lasts 1.3 pitches. I'm sure that's less than that now.
That's crazy, though. A lot of souvenirs, though, that's for sure. 2-0 the count to Hunter Rule. 3-0 now. Brownlee walked the batter before Richards. He's off of first base. 8-7. Eastmont with the lead over Wenatchee, game 1 of our doubleheader. Eastmont is the home team. Pitch misses for a 4-pitch walk to put runners at first and second now for the Wildcats.
Not what you want if you're Wenatchee right now, is to put more runners on the base paths and make it busy out there once again.
Eastmont, when they've gotten opportunities, they've cashed in. And we're starting to see the rain pick up a little bit more now.
Yeah, when the skies are definitely starting to leak here.
Just a little bit. This was the fear, was that in the middle part of the afternoon it would get a little bit more precipitation. That's exactly the case, but that's why we're here at Rec Park instead of Dan White Field in East Wenatchee, where the games were originally scheduled.
Well, here's hoping maybe that 20-minute delay between the two games will be about the time that the rains come a little bit and get it out of his system and get ready for game 2 under dry conditions.
Better for the rain to happen in between games than during either one of them. Boy, as a pitcher, you hate tossing in the rain. Hard to keep your hands dry, hard to stay dry. Just very, very difficult all around. First and second, back-to-back walks. There's a strike.
You see that, I saw this, and I think it was a game here this week in Major Leagues where there was freezing rain falling, and the umpires were not calling the game, and they kept throwing a ball out to the pitcher, and he kept throwing it in the dugout.
Was that the? I'm trying to remember where that was. It was a couple weeks ago. There was the one in New York.
Maybe that's what it was.
I thought I saw another this week though too. I mean, it's not uncommon to say that in April. That I saw multiple games where there was freezing rain or snow, but there was the one in New York a couple weeks ago. I remember Marcus Stroman was pretty upset about that. Hard to say. I can't remember. I'm sure there was one though this week.
Yeah, the rain's falling pretty good here. You can smell the ozone in the air as well.
Runners take off. Tyler Skylerman handles it, flips to first, and gets the out there. 2 away now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Both runners move up 90 feet. Cooper Richards is at third. Hunter Rule is at second. That brings up Joe Murphy.
I was kind of looking forward to seeing Dan Whitefield since they didn't have baseball there last year, had a few games this year, and Darren Hoff, hired as the new coach at Eastmont prior to last season, he had a big hand in the improvements of Paul Thomas when he was the Wenatchee Valley College coach there.
That's right.
And really took good care of the field, and I was looking forward to seeing Dan Whitefield and see what kind of impact that Coach Hoff has had on just the playing surface there.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, he was over at Wenatchee Valley College, I want to say, what, 05 or so?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, a few years back.
He's got to be nice for him to be back in the Valley, though. Joe Murphy at the plate. Skies this one to left field. Overbid is Burdan, and he makes the grab. A couple runners move into scoring position on a few walks, but no harm, no foul, as Eastmont cannot scratch one across. Fly out to left to end it. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for Wenatchee. Eastmont leads this ball game 8-7. We'll be right back after these messages on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Take on the new year in a new Ford from Pat Armstrong Ford. From premium grade muscle to unparalleled performance. Take on any payload. The all-new 2021 Ford F-150 at Pat Armstrong Ford. Take on any adventure. Take on every thrill. The all-new 2021 Bronco Sport and 2021 Mustang Mach-E. Built to take on every resolution at Pat Armstrong Ford. We are community strong in East Wenatchee.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
Today's broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel being brought to you by Jeffers, Danielson, Son, Aylward Attorneys, serving the Wenatchee Valley with the finest professional services since 1946. And by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, providing heating and air conditioning service and installation since 1982. Serving residential and commercial, they specialize in indoor air quality installation and service or repair. So Cade Kuski toes the rubber with a chance to win game 1 of this doubleheader for Eastmont, but he starts it off by hitting Joe Skyleman with the first pitch. So runner aboard. It's a 1-run ball game. So just like that, the tying run is at first base for Wenatchee. That was going to be my first question for you, Eric, because what I got to do to get the first run, the tying runner aboard, but a hit-by pitch will do.
Got a little help from the pitcher there.
Absolutely. Brings up Tyler Reams, the DH, infield in, shows bunt. It goes to the backstop naturally on the wild pitch, and that will send Skyleman to second. So it works like a bunt, and now he can swing away with a chance to tie it up.
It's amazing what that squaring the bunt does to you mentally, defensively, as well as just physically. You got that third baseman coming running down the baseline, and the pitcher just throws wild and achieves what the offense was intending.
Still shows bunt, trying to move him toward third. Pop throw to second. Didn't beat him. It wasn't able to be handled anyway. Austin Popoff was covering the bag. He started this game. He went 5 2/3 innings before exiting. Bunt shown once again. Banning the first baseman is nearly right up there to give him a handshake, but it's bunted foul. 2 strikes on him. Tyler Reams is 0 for 3 with a ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout today. Chase McDowell on deck. Wenatchee needs 1 to tie this game up. Pitch upstairs for a ball to Reams. Chase McDowell started today for Wenatchee. Couldn't get out of the first inning. Isaac England wrapped up that rest of the first inning. Tossed 3 scoreless frames after that before giving up 5 in the 5th. As this pitch goes behind the batter Reams. And in there at third base is Skyleman, moving up 90 more feet. So another wild pitch.
Meanwhile, Luke Gale starting to warm up in the bullpen for Eastmont.
I would think if a run scores, they're going to think hard about putting him in the game right then. But it all depends. You look at the top of the order. Swing and a miss. 4 strike 3, 1 away here as Reams is retired.
Boy, that was a huge strikeout if you're Eastmont defensively.
You look at the way the order goes. It's hard to say, Eric, because Skyleman, right-handed hitter at the top of the order. Tyler Skyleman, that is. He's reached base all 4 times. I would think you probably want to put a right-handed pitcher against him, but then shortly after that, Luke Byer, left-handed hitter. This ball hit down the right field side, foul territory. No one able to converge on it. Chase McDowell, as I mentioned, started, moved over to third base. He allowed 4 runs, 3 of which were earned in that first inning. Wenatchee and Eastmont, game 1 of their doubleheader. Game 2 will be coming up about 20 to maybe 30 minutes after. Depends on if the rain adds up to. That might add a little more time.
It could.
Give the field a little more time to dry. It seems like it's stopped sprinkling for right now, but still overcast and threatening skies. Here's a liner foul, right field side. Ooh. That clunked off a car.
Hood of a Subaru, just got a nice new little imprint on it.
You know, the bulk of the fans can't see that side of the park that we saw, but they heard it, you heard them react. Ooh. And right as I say the rain stopped, looks like it started again. Kuski deals outside.
Yeah, we've had to put a garbage sack over our camera on the first base side. Josiah and Levi working together to get that camera protected.
This pitch. Comebacker, so to speak. Kuski's going to eat it. It's an infield single. That's the right.
Wow.
That's the right play.
Yeah, I think so.
You hate it, but it's the right. If you're Kuski and Eastmont, you hate that, but it's the right play. Don't throw that ball away and let the tying run come in, because now they set up for the double play. In a lot of ways, with McDowell reaching on the swinging bunt, infield single, top of the order, Tyler Skyleman. And it might be time for that pitching change we were talking about,
That's exactly what's going to happen there.
Darren Hoff making the slow trot.
What a great game. Huh?
Absolutely.
How about this?
And the best part is we got another one after this.
Absolutely. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Today's broadcast being brought to you by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, serving the Wenatchee Valley since 1962. Also by Earthwise Pet. If your pet had a choice, they would choose Earthwise. Confluence Health is bringing high-quality care close to home. Confluence Health dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high-quality care in 12 communities. Eric, we've got more action on the NCWLIFE Channel coming up this week. Tuesday.
Soccer on Tuesday.
Yeah, Kashmir at Eastmont. Sebastian Moraga and Neil Oyston will have the broadcast. It's at 6:50 p.m. And then we got a softball doubleheader coming up next weekend. You'll have that.
Yeah,
and then,
that game was originally scheduled for Saturday, but they had to move it up to Friday because of lack of umpires. And that's really, it's been a challenge for all of the spring sports with this strange COVID-19 delayed season that they've had to try to throw together in a 5-week span. So softball was moved up to Friday. We'll have that here on the NCWLIFE Channel with the Wenatchee Panthers taking on Moses Lake at Walla Walla Point Park. That will be live on our Facebook stream at 4 o'clock, and then we'll have it on TV at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Both ends of that doubleheader, by the way. And then Saturday, more baseball action. I'm looking forward to this one. And this is one of those where, you know, this whole thing where you don't play your league opponents anymore in this regional format, but Brewster, Ephrata, two baseball communities that really, really play good baseball. Brewster played Eastmont here last week. The Wildcats were able to sweep both ends of the doubleheader. We'll have Brewster and Wenatchee next Saturday here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
you know, in the right year, too, a Brewster-Wenatchee baseball game would be really special.
Absolutely.
But both teams are a little bit younger this year.
Right.
So they're both kind of trying to learn a lot. And I think both teams, when you look at their schedules, are pretty scrappy for the most part. We've seen that with Wenatchee here today. It looks like there's no pitching change, by the way, Eric. I'm looking out. Darren Hoff had a long shot.
Yeah, I think they just really wanted to shore up defensively what they were doing here on this at bat.
No one tossing in that first base side bullpen either. This is Kuski's inning, at least for right now, as he misses up high to Tyler Skyleman. Reached base 4 times, a single in the first, hit by a pitch in the second, walked in the fourth, doubled and scored in the sixth. Takes inside for a ball. His brother Joe stands off of third. Chase McDowell's off of first with 1 out. That pitch is on the inside edge for a strike. He's hit the ball hard when he's made contact, whether it's been fair or in play. Or foul or in play, beg your pardon. Connects on this one. Shallow right field. Diving in. Murphy's not able to make the play. In comes Joe Skyleman to tie this ball game up. Tyler Skyleman has reached base in all 5 plate appearances and has given Wenatchee new life, tying this one up down to their final 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. How about that turn of events? These last couple innings have been really exciting, and Skyleman adds to his great day with that RBI single.
Got those wrists around and got in on that ball that was in on his hands a little bit. He was able to flare it out to shallow right center or right field, and just no play. Hustling attempt by the right fielder for Eastmont, but just not able to get that glove on the ball.
And that will result in a pitching change, it looks like, for Eastmont.
Luke Gale will come in.
Yeah, Luke Gale to the mound. Comes on in place of Kuski, who did solid work to get out of the end of last inning, but then gives up the tying run here in the 7th. Popoff started. Kuski relieved him an inning ago. Now Kuski exits in place of Luke Gale, as you mentioned. Gale began this game at shortstop. A couple at-bats. He grounded into a double play in the first inning and singled in the 4th. Now we'll toe the rubber, trying to keep this a tie ball game and give Eastmont a chance to walk it off. And speaking of which, that's a unique opportunity for the Wildcats. In the bottom of the 7th coming up, they have the chance to walk it off at their opponent's ballpark. So Hale coming on in relief. Exciting game 1, and we're still not even started with game 2 yet, so lots of fun so far. Dylan King will be due up in a moment for Wenatchee. Luke Byer will follow And if we get that far, Jack Kovanen after him. 4 men have come to the plate so far. A pair of hits, a hit by pitch, got everything started. Joe Skyland was hit by the first pitch of the inning, and he'd come in to score a moment ago on an RBI single by Tyler Skyleman. So now Dylan Kane up to the plate, trying to give Wenatchee the lead. Takes outside for ball 1.
And don't be too surprised for Jeff Zender to put the runners in motion here.
A hit and run here would certainly be interesting. Outfield is in a little bit, and they are in motion like you mentioned. Pitches a strike, throw to third, and he is out. Gunned down at third base, McDowell.
Straight double steal.
Yep.
I was not surprised at all. Zender is very aggressive with his players when they get on the base paths. He believes that if you try to make them make the play, they're going to make the error more often than they're not. And on that particular play, great throw, great catch, threw him out at third base.
Chase McDowell is the second out of the inning over at third, but Tyler Skyleman, the go-ahead run, is at second. Pitch is in there for a strike. Kane is 0 for 4 today, but has a chance to play the hero role. For Tyler Skyleman, scoring the game-winning run on a day where he's reached base on all. As it's a ball in the dirt, he's going to head over to third. The ball gets away. It goes into left field. Skyleman stumbles, gets around, and he will score easily. If he hadn't come in to score, if he had been thrown out, there would have been a great case for interference, as he was caught tangled with Singleton at third. But as a result, with the throw getting away, Skyleman comes in to score. How about that? He was off to the races trying to steal third, and he gets in there on the errant throw into left field. Wenatchee has tied and taken the lead here.
Well, you think of the analytics of that as far as what needs to happen in order for the defense to make the play. First, the pitcher has to throw a ball to the catcher.
Yes.
The catcher has to catch it. Then the catcher has to throw it to third, and the third baseman has to catch it, and he has to swipe his glove and make the out and the tag. There's so many elements that have to be just right in order to make that play, and all your runner has to do is slide.
That's crazy. It's bizarre how it works. It looks like, meanwhile, Wenatchee's sending a couple guys out to the bullpen as Kane is hit by a pitch, and the inning will continue.
I think that got him in the back of the helmet.
Yes, that did. You're exactly right, though. A lot had to happen in that sequence of events, but it was still set up, though. I mean, there's 2 outs in the inning. You get the tag there. Yep. You go to the bottom half, and you just got to get 1 to win it. But now, Eastmont needs 1 to tie, 2 to win.
At this juncture, Wenatchee's not quite done yet.
That's right. 2 outs, but a runner over at first base.
And Zender had a little conversation with the man coming up to the plate in the left-handed batter's box before he stepped in.
Luke Byer stepping up. 2 for 4. A run scored on a double in the 3rd inning. Singled back in the 6th inning, which feels like a long time ago, but it was only an inning ago right now. Long set for Gale on the hit and run. It's hit into the Eastmont dugout.
Again, Zender being very aggressive with how he plays baseball.
How about
That's
that?
Jeff Zender ball all the way.
He sent the runners in motion multiple times already this inning and wasn't afraid to do it again there now that he's got the lead. Nine to 8. Wenatchee leads here after scoring twice in the top of the 7th. Runner takes off from first, and he will be gunned down. Dylan Kane caught stealing, but not before Wenatchee strikes twice to tie and take the lead. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Eastmont. Back in a moment here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, a turn of events. The table's certainly turning quite a bit here. Wenatchee in the last 3 innings has scored 8 runs. Not unanswered, because of course Eastmont retook the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning, scoring 4 runs. But it's now a 9-8 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Again, Eastmont is technically the home team, as this game was originally scheduled to be played at Dan White Field, but moved over here to Recreation Park, and rightly so. There's been a little bit of rain, and they were worried about that over there. A chance for Wenatchee to close it out. Eastmont trying to win game 1 of the doubleheader if they can rally a bit here, though. But, boy, Eric, we've sure seen a little bit of everything so far today, haven't we?
We have. If you're a fan of offense, check that box. If you're a fan of some great defensive plays, check that box. If you're a fan of putting the game in motion, you can check that box. And if you're a fan of some good quality pitching at times, you can check that box too.
Just a little bit of everything, and some, I would say. Maybe second helpings as well, especially the running. The running, we saw in the top of this inning, was such a factor. Wenatchee sent the men in motion twice. One runner gunned down at third, Chase McDowell. But the other runner advancing into second without a throw, obviously, Tyler Skyleman, proves really important because later he would head over to third. Throw got away, goes into left field. Next thing you know, he's scoring the go-ahead run. So if Eastmont gets someone on, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in motion pretty quickly.
Absolutely. You know, that last out on picking the runner off at second base, that pitch from Luke Gale was high and outside and basically turned out to be like a pitch out because that allowed the catcher to rise to his feet and get that good throw down to second base.
That's a good point. Pitching change for Wenatchee. Tyler Skyleman, after scoring the go-ahead run, heads out onto the mound now. As Preston Brownlee came on in the 5th inning, got the final out, and just like that, Eastmont puts the tying run aboard, a leadoff single for Michael Singleton. We did see Tyler Skyleman in the game on Tuesday. Tough go for him. Went 1 inning plus, allowed 9 runs, 6 earned on 8 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Are you a glass half empty or a half full guy there, Joel?
You know, it's hard to say. You know, Skyleman did a lot at the plate that day as well, and that was a case where, you know, he's on in a situation where he just had to keep staying out there. As the bunt gets put down, Skyleman fields, flips to Covenant at first. Tying run moves over to second base. It's one of those tough situations where you kind of just have to sit there and stay on the hill and just help your team out. Take one for the team, and you hate it doing it, but sometimes that's the cards that are drawn.
And every scenario you see during these games, I mean, it just depends on your perspective. You know, the Eastmont here gets a leadoff man aboard. If you're a Wenatchee fan, you're positive about it. Well, that just sets up the double play. But now the double play is gone because he had a sack bunt and runner in scoring position now for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and you've got to go out there and just get each individual out. But the bright side for Wenatchee, look at, they're at the bottom of the order. Luke Gale batting right now, the pitcher. Elijah Smiley after him. Gale came on to pitch last inning. Top of this past inning, I should say. Smiley after him, 0 for 3. Gale is 2 for 3 today. 2 RBIs on a single in the 5th. As we mentioned, Eastmont's certainly not dead if there's 2 outs on them. 11 of their 16 runs on Tuesday came with 2 outs. There's a strike. Gale didn't like that offering. Got the outer edge of the plate. With the defensive changes for Wenatchee, Preston Brownlee in right field, Isaac England over at shortstop. Pitch, swung on, Tapper back to the mound, throw to third, and he is out. An aggressive base running attempt there by Michael Singleton. Tried to go to third on a comebacker, and he is retired. Luke Gale will reach on the fielder's choice. How about that play by Tyler Skyleman? You can tell he's a shortstop making that play.
Yeah, and that's the danger of having that runner from second go. A gamble by Eastmont does not pay off there. You've got the athletic ability on the mound, not just pitcher, but as you mentioned, a defensive gem for Wenatchee comes up with the play.
Ball is lined down the right field line, foul. The bright side for Eastmont is the tying run is still on the base paths, but the downside is that he's not in scoring position, as was the case before. Singleton took a gamble, as you mentioned, but it does not pay off. 0-1 the count. Wenatchee with a chance to wrap up here as Elijah Smiley steps in and change the courtesy runner to step in over at first base in place of Luke Gale, the pitcher. Wenatchee leading by 1 here with a chance to wrap it up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eastmont with the tying run at first. Here's a hard hit ball over towards second base side. Unable to be handled. Runner still in motion. The courtesy runner heads over toward third, and he is in there with a slide. Eastmont still with life here with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. And Austin Popoff coming up to the plate.
Oh, man. You talk about high drama here.
The stage is set. Put it that way. 2 outs. A 1-run lead for Wenatchee. Eastmont batting here in the bottom of the 7th inning with a chance to tie or take the lead. And as you might expect, that's going to prompt a trip out to the mound.
And they're going to bring
Joe Skyleman heads in as well.
So, see if he makes a change or just discussion about keeping an eye on the runner between first and second. By the way, Mariners pull off the win today. 8-2 the final over Boston. Chris Flexen gets the win on the mound. Ty France 3 for 4 today with 3 runs scored. Kyle Seager 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. And how about Sam Haggerty? He comes through with another home run today. He goes 3 for 5 of the ball game with a couple of ribbies.
Haggerty's really pushing for playing time. He's kind of a not I wouldn't say an afterthought, but he wasn't the first person that came to mind in that starting 9.
No.
But he's certainly making his name known. First and third for Eastmont. Popoff takes strike 1 from Tyler Skyleman. Wenatchee with a win would improve to 2-3 on the season. Eastmont, if they can rally and walk it off, they'll go to 4-1. Tying run at third right now. Pitch to Popoff. It hit him.
Oh.
Wait, they're chatting about it.
No, the umpire says that's a ball.
You could hear the Wenatchee outfielder saying he leaned into that. So they'll call a ball. Darren Hoff wants to get a word. You can hear the comment you probably caught from the crowd mic, Dylan Kane saying, look at him, he leaned into it. But either way, that's controversial at this point in the game. Hoff certainly wants an explanation for it.
You go from maybe bases loaded to evening the count.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's the way this game has gone.
Hit him right in the left knee. But the umpire says, no, he leaned into it. Or at least didn't try to get out of the way of it.
That's a call you don't see the higher up you go in baseball. But the lower you are, the more likely you are to see it. I think because umpires can make that kind of a call. It's harder for them to do it at the professional level without a lot of brushback. Pitch down low for a ball. So Wenatchee has a chance to really dodge a bullet here if they can get Popoff out. Connects on this ball toward left field, and it is it fair?
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Was that close?
By like 4 inches.
That would have been an easy walk-off win for Eastmont.
Oh, my.
Evan Burdan was close, but we just couldn't tell with the line. It's too faded from our vantage point. Foul ball.
That's a tough call because, you don't have a 4-umpire crew here. You got 2 guys, so that's the home plate umpire having to make that foul ball call about 300 feet away.
Incredible. 9-8 ball game. Eastmont trying to walk it off. Wenatchee trying to hang on for dear life. The pitch to pop off is ball 4.
Oh, didn't miss by much.
Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning. You're right, that was pretty darn close. Pop off at first, Smiley at second, Gale at third. Cooper Richards can just, if he can just get a single here, he'll win it for Eastmont. The speed at second base, you would think, would be enough.
And look how tight the outfield has come. You've got the infield playing back. Outfield all the way around has come up 15, 20 feet for every one of the players.
Yeah, ball gets down. It's going to score 1, but it's a matter after that of if they can get another run in. In the dirt to Richards. Cooper Richards today has walked twice and grounded out twice. High drama here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Eastmont down by 1 batting. Chopper over first base side. It's foul. Boy, fans getting their money's worth here today, that's for sure. And we still have another game.
Just a reminder, we'll be breaking for about 20 minutes in between the 2 games here on the NCWLIFE Channel as they'll get the lineups ready to go for Game 2.
Big pitch coming from Tyler Skyleman. He deals. Here's a ground ball hit toward Joe Skyleman. Takes his time, flips to first, and Wenatchee just barely hangs on. They pick up the 9-8 win. Eastmont loaded the bases up in the bottom of the 7th, but could not get the win. What a ball game. We'll have a lot to talk about with this one in a little bit, but we'll take a break, and we'll be back with our second game in just a little bit. Stay tuned here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Shot and beautiful.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on your home for local high school sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast was brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Doghouse Motorsports, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, JDSA Law, Laura Mounter Real Estate, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, Save Mart, Sangster Motors, Wenatchee Power Sports, Earthwise Pet, and Chelan Douglas Casa. Stay with us all year long for high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. We now return to regular programming already in progress.